What's left to do now is to tee it up and kick it off. You'll be able to see the Iron Bowl live right here on Channel 6. We thank you for joining us, and here's hoping that you enjoy Iron Bowl 1986. I'm Bruce Cunningham. So long.
Throughout the South, because you can hear it all the way to Memphis. It has been a couple of weeks of some sharp jabs from both sides, too. Not the usual happy face that you like to see when you come to a traditional event like this. Both these teams are headed for bowl games. Alabama will go to the Sun Bowl if LSU defeats Tulane. If LSU should lose, then the Sugar Bowl is still in position to invite Alabama if Alabama can beat Auburn. But there are two scores to be decided before any decision is going to be made about which team will play Nebraska in the Sugar Bowl. The Auburn Tigers will go to the Citrus Bowl regardless to play Southern California on New Year's Day. We have been very lucky with the weather today. It was mucky last night. Wind and rain, but the temperature is quite comfortable today, and we have only a 30% chance of rain, and that is expected to come very late. And now the crowd is starting its roar on the Alabama side of the field, and we have heard the Auburn roar, and as soon as the Crimson Tide comes out of the tunnel, you'll hear the Alabama roar. They're in good form. They're both loud. This is a good matchup. And Auburn coach Pat Dye figures one of the old basics will be one of the factors in deciding the outcome.
I think that the kicking game is going to be a very important factor in the ball game. And particularly if the weather's bad, it could, it could be the key in the ball game to play the specialty teams and the kickers.
Now let's enlarge on some of the other key factors in this ball game with Tim Brent.
Keith, over the last 4 years, this game has been decided by a total of 8 points. As a matter of fact, over the last 4 years, Auburn has scored 84 points, Alabama has scored 84 points, and both teams have won twice. Again this year, the two teams match up extremely well. Both have good team speed, solid kicking games, and they have the two best runners in the Southeast Conference. Auburn has Brent Fullwood, Bobby Humphrey of Alabama. They are, in fact, right at the top of the SEC as runners. Now, some things we have to watch here this afternoon. Number one, Alabama's offensive line. It is really banged up. Case in point, quick guard Larry Rose had arthroscopic surgery on Monday. He will not play. Alabama center Wes Neighbors. He has a broken right hand. He will play. He'll snap the ball left-handed. And strong tackle Gary Otten is out with a hamstring pull. He is not expected to play either. So Ray Perkins obviously is concerned not only with the blocking schemes, but also with pass protection.
The key when we have the ball and their defense is on the field, I think, is going to be how we pass protect when we choose to throw the football, because I think we're going to have to throw, and I think we're going to have to be successful at throwing the football because they've only given up 2.7 average on the ground, and that's not a lot. And so as far as going into the game and thinking you can run the ball every down, this is not one of those type games. This is a game where we're going to have to throw the ball and mix it in with a run and do it successfully.
And that's not the only problem that Alabama will have today. I think they will have to pass and pass effectively to win, but they also have to stop Auburn's passing game. Auburn quarterback Jeff Berger has added a whole new dimension to this Tiger attack. He has an outstanding wide receiver in Lawyer Tillman. Berger has passed effectively, and when they hook up, that just opens things up for the running back, Brent Fullwood. Now, if there is an advantage in depth, that has to go to Alabama. Alabama has an awful lot of players, and Pat Dye is well aware of the fact or the number of people that Alabama plays.
The depth at linebacker would be the only place that I think it might be an advantage for them, because they play 10, 11 linebackers, and they're all good, and it really enables them to keep those guys fresh, and they are playing, and they're just as quick and effective in the fourth quarter as they are in the first quarter, and that's got to be some advantage for them.
Everybody is talking about, everything seems to indicate another close game that will come down late into the fourth quarter. But to get to that fourth quarter, both teams have to play well early. Now, I see a tremendous opportunity here for All-American linebacker Cornelius Bennett of Alabama, maybe Kurt Crane, the linebacker for Auburn, to make a big play early, maybe set the tempo. I think that About 10 minutes into that first quarter, we'll have a pretty good indication of how this game's going to go, Keith.
Well, it might be another game when Walter Mitty shows up, too. Remember, Gene Jelks did it last year as a freshman, ran for 192 yards. You never know in these traditionals. The series record looks this way. Alabama has a considerable edge. Bama won last year on that 52-yard field goal as time expired.
CFA College Football. This ABC Sports exclusive is brought to you by the heartbeat of America, today's Chevrolet. By Coors and Coors Light, beers with a difference worth tasting. By Howard Johnson Hotels and Lodges. And by the makers of Prestone 2 Antifreeze. Don't push your luck, change it with fresh Prestone.
I know college is important, but even if I could afford it, I don't think I'm ready. I'd like to know what I want, see what I can do. I could do it in the Navy. The new Navy College Fund plus GI Bill can set aside $18,000 toward a future education. Look at it this way. Serve your country first, get a great return on your investment.
The Navy Sea College program for qualified high school diploma graduates. See your Navy recruiter or call 1-800-327-NAVY.
Bugsy, stay.
Make sure your auto insurance is under control when your car's not. Have your Prudential representative give you a fast, free pro review of your coverage.
Are you covered? I don't know.
You'd know with a Prudential Pro Review. The right coverage is no accident.
Oh, my...
Get a Pro Review from the Prudential and get a piece of the rock.
Nice boat.
Well, we're ready to play football at Legion Field in Birmingham. Alabama won the toss. They elected to take the kickoff in the second half, so Auburn will be receiving the opening kickoff. Van Biffen to kick it, and Brent Fullwood, who is one of the outstanding running backs in the country, is deep to receive it. Oftentimes you don't see the big backs, the key backs, back there returning kicks. But in this one, Fullwood is there. And Biffen hits it to Fullwood. We test him right off the bat. Down he goes hard at the 17-yard line. A driving tackle by cornerback Todd Richardson. And Auburn comes out with Berger at quarterback, Agee at fullback, Gaines outside, Fullwood, the big tailback who can cut and slash and run with the best. And one of the most acrobatic, exciting young receivers in college football, Lawyer Tillman, figures to show up today.
He's a Baryshnikov in cleats is what he is, has tremendous concentration. He makes catches you don't believe. And never seems to lose sight of the football no matter how many defenders are around him.
Auburn comes up with double wide, Tillman and Gaines, and then they flex the tight end Walter Reed to the top of the picture. Fullwood is deep in the eye. And Auburn goes from its 17-yard line, the toss sweep, and waiting is Cornelius Bennett. Bennett moving back and forth, in and out of the Alabama defensive scheme, and he was right there, and he decked Fullwood for about a half a yard loss. The Auburn offensive front is anchored by Ben Tamburello. Everybody's All-American at 6'3", 270. They're big across the front, 255, 240, 270, 235, and 270. And Reeves, the tight end, 6'4" and 240. Second down, 10.5, and Berger back to throw. Gets his pass away to the sideline. Caught by Lawyer Tillman just beyond the 30 and good for a first down. The defensive alignment for Alabama. The linebackers outside are very quick. You just saw what Cornelius Bennett can do. And I think inside today, Wayne Davis could have a big day because Auburn likes to attack you off the tackle.
Well, Davis will have his hands full with Fullwood coming up the middle. Bennett, we said he had to make a big play early. He's already done that, but Tillman has figured in with that quick out pattern.
And it's first down for the Tigers at their 31 as they send Gaines in motion. And Berger gives it to the fullback Agee. And Tommy Agee picks up 2 yards where Kurt Jarvis, a senior from Gardendale, Alabama, brings him down. All-American Ben Tamburello, and a fellow that I think deserves All-American mention, Kurt Jarvis, and they're jawbone to jawbone.
That may be a standoff all day. Tamburello, of course, the pros rate him as one of the best, if not the best, offensive lineman in the country. He's put on 63 pounds since coming to college. Was not heavily recruited. Now he's an All-American.
Second down and 8 from near the 33 for Auburn. Berger is back to throw. Gets it off over the middle. Pass is caught by Fullwood, the tailback, and Fullwood's second effort will take him for a first down at the 43-yard line.
This play is just set up nicely. Watch, they'll drive everybody deep. And Berger, with the play action now, will look deep and then stop and throw back underneath to Fullwood. Here he is now on a quick release. He's the Iceman, the safety valve, because the pressure was coming from the outside. Boy, that's an ideal situation to get Fullwood back in the secondary. But Alabama's running to the ball quite well, too.
Bennett decks the quarterback just as he released the ball. First down, Berger throwing. Has time, good protection, has to go again to the short man, Fullwood. And Brent will be just across the 45 for a pickup of about 2.5 to 3 yards. Starting to rain a little bit now. It rained hard yesterday and last night, but most of the day today it's been dry. Now we get sprinkles as the game gets underway. Ball is right on the 45. Make it a 2-yard pickup and call it second down and 8. AG is out of there. They've sent in another wide receiver now. Scott Bolton, number 24, joins the alignment. Gives them 3 wide people, and Berger goes back to throw on second down and long. Pass is away. Pass caught by Walter Reeves, the tight end. The wrestling match, and the spot is up at the 47-yard line, and that's where he'll be put down. First hit was by Randy Rockwell. Randy's not the biggest guy in town to play outside linebacker for you, 6'3", 200. He was giving away 40 pounds to Reeves, and it was a standoff there for a while.
Game plan, obviously, now for Auburn is to go underneath, throw underneath the linebackers on good, safe, high-percentage passes. Pat Sullivan has done a tremendous job with Berger. He's gained confidence. He's throwing effectively. He's in complete control.
Third down and close to 6. Fullwood hit at the line of scrimmage by Kurt Jarvis. Jarvis won that struggle in the middle. He got away from Tamburello, and Fullwood had no chance, and it's 4th down, and the kicking team is in for the Tigers. Chris Knapp in to do the punting. Knapp on the year, averaging... it's Schulman, excuse me. Schulman doing the punting, averaging 44 yards per punt. Greg Richardson, dangerous wide receiver back for Alabama. And Schulman gets it away with some spin on it. Richardson drifts under it, and here he comes. Down he goes, right around the 22. Only a 33-yard punt as Craig Ogletree came downfield to get him. That ball had enough hang time that Alabama gave him no help.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on.
When you want power that works, lean on the 350 V8, now available in every full-size Chevy. Now fuel injected for the most power and torque of any half-ton pickup.
This high-performance drink cleans your fuel system to help maintain peak performance. STP gas treatment, the high-performance drink for your car.
Driving on your old antifreeze another year can be risky. Weak, neglected antifreeze can cause freeze-up and make a radiator look this bad, while the Prestone radiator looks this good. So don't push your luck, change it once a year with fresh Prestone.
On the Disney Sunday movie, Tony Randall has the wrong car, and Carrie Fisher's got the wrong kids.
Who are you?
Everyone's in the wrong place at the wrong time. Sunday Drive.
That graphic gives you some idea of how close this series has been between Ray Perkins and Pat Dye. And Alabama comes up with Mike Shula at quarterback. Allen and Humphrey lined up behind him. The wide people are Richardson and Al Bell, and Richardson goes in motion, and Humphrey cuts it over tackle and picks up a couple of yards out to about the 24. Shula and Bell, I think, Tim, have to be involved in some big plays today for Alabama.
I got the impression yesterday, visiting with the coaches over in Tuscaloosa, that they're going to have a few new wrinkles today. We're going to see some new formations. They've had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. I wouldn't be surprised to see Albert Bell throw a pass today.
Second down and 8 from the 24 for the Tide. And Shula gives the ball to Humphrey. He is lassoed at the 26 by Edward Phillips, inside backer. Wes Neighbors, as Tim told you a few minutes ago, playing with a broken right hand, snapping left-handed.
That's not new for him, though, Keith. He had the same problem in the spring. He injured that right hand in the spring and snapped left-handed, did it effectively. Threw a pretty good block, clogged things up in the middle.
Ball is just over the 25, where it is third down and about 7. Shula back, rolls it out to get away from the pressure, gets good blocking, throws underneath. Bell is out of bounds. No good. Al Bell could not stretch his 6'1" frame enough to keep a foot inbound. He was, however, open.
I'll tell you this, Keith, though, I was watching Wes Neighbors again on that play. I isolated on him from up here, and I'll tell you, he is struggling a little bit. He's not the same Wes Neighbors we've watched effectively early in the season. He's having a problem. He's favoring that hand. He's trying to keep it out of the way when he does block. Watch Neighbors now. This is what I'm talking about. Watch the right hand now, okay? Now he throws the block. You can see how the hand doesn't get in the way there. He's just kind of throwing that baby around.
Brings up 4th down as Alabama fails to get a first down, and Chris Moore is in the punt, averaging just over 42 yards per punt. Trey Gaines is back to receive it for Auburn, a line drive kick. He's got some help back there. Works to the sidelines, and there he is pinned down. But Auburn comes out of it with very good field position, a 41-yard punt for Moore. Gaines comes up with an 11-yard return, and Auburn owns the football, first down at their own 45-yard line. 9:33 to go in the first quarter.
The 35mm automatic one-touch from Nikon. It puts great photography at everybody's fingertips. The Nikon 35mm Teletouch, the automatic camera that puts great wide-angle telephoto and close-up photography at everybody's fingertips.
You might get caught out in the middle of nowhere with a dead battery, but I won't. This is a Delco maintenance-free battery, and when this green eye is showing, it means I've got all the starting power I need, up to 770 cranking amps. If you think your battery's fading fast, I'd start thinking Delco.
Now through January 3rd, get a $5 rebate on most Delco batteries. See a participating AC Delco retailer for details.
Never wait for trouble.
It's a showdown out west. The BYU Cougars, with their explosive air attack, will try to ground their conference rivals, Air Force. Coverage begins with college football today, next Saturday.
The Tigers come up with the same alignment that started the ball game. Berger at quarterback, 4 out of 4, 27 yards. The Tigers picked up a couple of first downs in their first possession, and he's throwing on first down, high and off the hands of Laurier Tillman. He went about 4 feet in the air and couldn't rope it in. Tillman averages a little over 21 yards per catch. He is a big play man, and he's only a sophomore, and I think destined to be one of the great wide receivers in the game. 6'4", 220 pounds.
Interesting how they set that play up, too. The first several passes were underneath the linebacker, short, high percentage passes. Then they sent him deep that time. It was tipped. Freddie Robinson almost picked it off.
But he was open. Had the ball been lower, he makes the catch. Second down and 10. Here goes Fullwood. Flashing off tackle. Has his legs taken from under him. I mean, picked up and thrown down by Greg Gilbert, inside linebacker. Another 200-pound linebacker, and he decked him at midfield.
Fullwood is quite a story. Certainly frustrated at times playing behind Bo Jackson at Auburn, but now he trails only Bo and James Brooks and Joe Cribbs on the career rushing list. But the most phenomenal statistic of all is that almost half of his career yards, 1,246, were gained this season. 8.5 yards a carry.
He's out right now. Tim Jesse comes in, a senior from Up, at the I-back position, and Berger throwing on third down. Throws underneath, goes to the fullback, Agee. Tommy Agee puts his helmet down and gets his first down at the Alabama 42-yard line. First time Auburn has crossed midfield, and Alabama, of course, had only 3 plays of the punt.
Again, Berger feels the pressure coming from the outside, takes the really quick dump underneath to Agee. Boy, there's nothing you can do about that pass. Just hit the Iceman underneath the safety valve and let him run for the first down. Anytime you get a fullback down in that secondary.
Vincent Harris is in there at fullback now, number 21. Berger stays with the air game. Sets up a screen, drops it to Jesse. And Jesse goes across the 35 and down inside the 34. That's a first down play that's good for about 9 yards where Jarvis and Cooper brought him down. Auburn moving the football against Alabama here in the early going. Second down, 1.5 yards. The ball is on the 34. No score. And the ball off to the fullback, Vincent Harris, a 210-pound redshirt freshman from Birmingham, and he will have the first down for the Tigers. That'll bring Agee and Fullwood back into the game. Both these teams, in studying the rosters and the amount of playing time given to people, both coaches preparing people for next year. They've been doing it all season long. Ball is just inside the 31. First down for Auburn. The Alabama 31. Bolton is back in. Gaines is out at wide receiver, and Berger on first down throwing. Going big. End zone, Tillman. Got to be a flag. He got tangled up with the Alabama man and was denied the opportunity to get to the ball. Ricky Thomas got tangled up with Lawyer Tillman. I told you Tillman is 6'4", 220. And he is a tough customer to handle. That'll be a 15-yard pass interference penalty. Max Gentry is the referee. The officials for today's game. Bert Ackerman was scheduled to work as the linesman, but broke his leg, and George Morris is doing that job.
Interference, defense, automatic first down.
Thomas not the most instinctive player out there, but he's one of the smartest. He plays hide and seek with the quarterback, but here he gets tangled up, lost his footing, got in front of Tillman. Now watch this. Lawyer Tillman's 6'4". Thomas is only 6 foot, if that. So it's a mismatch to start with. Then he fell down and got tangled up.
And Auburn is at the Alabama 16-yard line for a first down, and the handoff goes to Fullwood. Fullwood is 5'11", 210-pounder from St. Cloud, Florida, and he has about a yard on that carry.
Cornelius Bennett has been all over the field. He's been a constant thus far in this ball game. In my eyes, the best defensive player in the country, bar none. He comes in so quickly from the outside and penetrates, even when he doesn't make a play. He causes anxiety, and they're thinking about him constantly on that Auburn offense.
Second down and 9. Craig Gaines is back in at wide receiver. Berger fakes it to Fullwood, rolls it out, throws incomplete. And good coverage by Alabama. They were not deceived on that play action as he rolled out trying to complete the pass to his tight end, Walter Reeves.
Dangerous play, ill-advised, shouldn't have thrown the ball. Came out on the naked reverse and thought that he would send the motion one way, come back the other, and have a man all by himself in the flats. But instead, Alabama players stayed at home, and there were 4 red jerseys around the receiver. Awfully dangerous.
Third down. Ball is at the Alabama 15-yard line. I think the clock ran out on him. I think he was checking off, lost sight of his clock, and burned it, and it'll cost him 5 back to the 20. They are in Chris Knapp's range, however. Auburn does have a chance here unless they pick up another major penalty.
I think Berger was confused. Alabama came up, put 8 men up there in the line. They had the linebackers even tugged nicely up into the line of scrimmage. Only 3 defensive backs. He tried to read it, didn't know whether to check off, called time, and consequently he waited too long, and the clock ran out on him.
Round 3.
from the 20 now. 3rd down and 14. Berger's pass is away and thrown right into the hands of number 31, Steve Wilson. Interception, Alabama. Todd has the ball. Pressure got him.
Well, you want to talk about playing hide and seek. Watch this. This time they did drop back the linebackers. They dropped back the secondary. They had 5 defensive backs in there. Wilson was playing free in the back, just kept playing hide and seek with the quarterback. They threw it into the zone, and he picked it off. It just looked like Berger was confused. Again, it was a poorly thrown pass.
Listen to the heartbeat.
When you're ready for the real world, put yourself in today's Chevy Sprint and listen to your heartbeat.
Heartbeat of America. That's today's Chevrolet.
Thanks. You know, it kind of makes you wonder. I mean, why does Coors develop their own special barley? Have their own fleet of refrigerated trucks? They even designed and built their own malt house. Well, there's this saying, when you want it done right, do it yourself. This is right.
The last 4 Auburn Alabama games have been decided by a total of 8 points.
Here's the 4th quarter touchdown, which decided the Georgia Tech game today. As Lars Tate scored his 3rd touchdown of the day for the Bulldogs, they win 31-24 over Tech, snapping Tech's 2-game win streak in the series. The Dogs, at 8-3, now go on to Tampa to play Boston College in the Hall of Fame Bowl. Keith?
That might be a pretty good ball game. Boston College and Georgia. Both teams finishing strong. Alabama now, 1st down at their own 19 off Steve Wilson's interception. Shula, Humphrey, and Allen in the backfield, and it's Humphrey. Not much. Maybe a couple. The offensive front for Alabama. Some changes there. Drew Morgan, 280-pound sophomore, is playing in place of Larry Rose, who had arthroscopy on Monday on his knee and is out, probably back for the bowl game. Wes Neighbors, as we've documented already, playing with a broken right hand. And Gary Otten is not in there because of a hamstring pull. 2nd down and 8 for the Tide from just outside the 20. There's that little delay. Humphrey pops it big, got a great block, and he's loose on the sideline. And he is finally shoved out of bounds at the Auburn 32-yard line by Sean Morris. 48 yards.
1,267 yards for Bobby Humphrey this year. This from a young guy that had 7,000 yards as a high school player. You can only speculate how good he'll become. Watch the cut he makes inside. Goes back to the left, cuts across the grain. Now looks for a block. Now watch Richardson to the right of your screen, number 17 in red. Here he comes. He tries to throw the block to free him.
Doug Allen, the fullback, carries from the 32 down to about the 29 of Auburn. Give you an idea of the kind of a player Humphrey is. There's your Auburn defensive alignment with Crane. Kurt Crane, who transferred to Auburn from Memphis State, has been a towering figure in their defensive front this year, along with Tracy Rocker, a big sophomore. What a great name for a defensive tackle, huh? Rocker. But Humphrey, his first 3 carries, he went 2, 2, and 2, and we've got an Auburn man shaken up on the play. But his 4th carry, he went for 48 yards. The Auburn player is not on the field. He was injured, apparently, in the play in which Humphrey was shoved out of bounds, and he is down on the sidelines.
Humphreys, just a sophomore, became the first freshman ever at Alabama to go over 100 yards 2 consecutive games last year. That was as a freshman, one of the nation's best freshmen and one of the top programs. This year, he's done it 6 times and just seems to get better and better. He's got sprinter speed.
A tiger has black stripes. A tiger has a brown nose. We saw a rhinoceros.
Kindergartners across the country are reading as much as 2 grade levels above the national average because of an IBM learning program called Writing to Read. Using personal computers and other tools, it helps them convert sounds they can say,
See the word pig.
into sounds they can write and read.
A frog eats insects. A frog eats bugs.
I've been involved in a lot of innovative programs. This is the first one that I feel will stay forever. I think Writing to Read is here to stay.
I see a tiger. A tiger sees me. Tigers live in the zoo. The end.
To learn more about Writing to Read, write IBM, Box 446, Montvale, New Jersey.
When you remember moments from this Alabama-Auburn series, it's hard to stop. You could go a month. Certainly 1985 worth remembering. Auburn's Bo Jackson, the Heisman Trophy winner, almost contained. And Alabama freshman Gene Jump stole the show, totaling 192 yards, including the 74-yard touchdown sprint. Van Tippen kicked the famous 52-yard field goal to win for the Tide 25-23. Sean Morris, the Auburn player, injured on the last play, trying to walk off a ding to what appears to be the knee area. He's trying to walk it off. Sean, the son of Larry Morris, great All-American linebacker and All-Pro. Played at Georgia Tech and played with the Chicago Bears. It is 2nd down and 7 for Alabama at the 29 of Auburn. And this is Bobby Humphrey. He's loose. He's down inside the 5. 1st and goal, Alabama. And the Auburn 4.
I want you to watch something as you watch Bobby Humphrey run. He says Marcus Allen is the pro he likes to watch or emulate. And you can see some of Marcus Allen in him. See how he plants that foot, the balance, the low center of gravity? Now watch. He sees the end zone. He's just going to split the 2 defenders and try to sprint there. He now has 80 yards in 5 carries.
And it's 1st and goal, Alabama. Humphrey again. To about the 2. Picked up a couple of yards on that carry. So this possession has been all Humphrey. Brought down by Kurt Crane and Nate Hill for the Tigers as Pat Dye. Ray Perkins fell on the other side.
I'll tell you what's impressive about this drive is the fact that Alabama is moving against Auburn's defense, which is number 1 in the conference. It allows less than 10 points a game and 98 yards rushing.
Humphrey cuts it back and will go down about the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd down and goal for the Crimson Tide. And Al Bell is trotting onto the field now. He was out of there. Whitehurst was in. And Bell is obviously bringing a play.
Bell's that big play type of guy, too. You know, every time he touches the ball, he almost gets a 1st down or a touchdown.
Replacing Humphrey. That's an unusual switch, isn't it? So Doug Allen stays in as the lone remaining back. Bell is in at wide out. On 3rd and goal from near the 3, Schuler back. Throws it in the corner. Touchdown. Tight end. Angelo Shepard. Van Tippen is in for the extra point. Van Tippen trails Tim Lasher of Oklahoma by 1 now. He has 134 consecutive PATs. Lasher has 135, which is the NCAA record. So Van Tippen has a chance today to pass Tim Lasher.
Here's the touchdown again to the left side. Stafford is the tight end. It's a crossing pattern, not a pick, a crossing pattern. But he's 6'4", isolated on Crane, the linebacker, and just goes up and plucks it out of the air. All right, watching now, the top of your screen. You'll see him. Here comes the linebacker, Crane on it. Now the two will cross. He'll come free past Crane, right there. And the ball was perfectly thrown. Talking about extra points, too, Keith. Alabama now has picked 192 consecutive extra points. That is an NCAA record. Tide hasn't missed an extra point since 1981.
2 minutes and 53 seconds to play in the first quarter. Alabama breaks on top, 7-0. It was an absolute tip that Alabama was going to throw the ball when Al Bell goes in to replace Bobby Humphrey. Humphrey did most of the work in that possession to get in the end zone. But then they crossed up the Auburn defensive people by going to the tight end, Angelo Stafford. That's James Joseph, number 10, the deep man, and the steady little drizzle continues to fall. He fields it and drops it at the 10, and then finds some daylight and gets a good return on it back to about the 27. Humphrey had 78 of Alabama's 82 yards in that touchdown drive. The New York Giants go west to San Francisco. Giants, a lot of people think, may be the best team in the NFL right now. The 49ers bouncing back with some solid performance as Joe Montana returns from back surgery. So it's a big, big ball game for the 49ers.
And the Giants. Giants play the 49ers, then go to RFK Stadium to play the Redskins. Right now, they're tied at the top of the NFC East.
7-0, Alabama lead, Auburn's ball. First down, they're 27. Berger pitches back to Fullwood. You don't think that man can't run? Look at that. He was a half a step from being long gone all the way to the Alabama 41-yard line where Robinson and Good brought him down.
Well, I tell you what, the senior from St. Cloud, Florida has tremendously quick and decisive instincts, good vision, and escape quality, which frees him up from one-arm tackles. Look at him break through there. Now he, too, tries to split the two defenders. A 31-yard run for Fullwood.
And the Tigers are on the Tide side. Handed inside to the fullback, not much there for Tommy Agee. Maybe a yard and a half as he gets just over the 40. Greg Gilbert, the inside linebacker, made the tackle. Legion Field in Birmingham. Let's pause 5 seconds for our local stations to identify themselves. Alabama driving 82 yards for a go-ahead touchdown. Auburn trying to respond now. The Tigers were knocking a little while ago, and Berger threw an interception. Second down and 8. Berger back throwing again. Gaines is on the wide side. Go underneath to Fullwood. And Fullwood trying to hammer that cornerback over there. Bangs into, well, actually it wasn't a cornerback. It was Rockwell, an outside linebacker who had dropped into the short zone, and he's held up a yard short of his first down.
Rockwell making the tackle.
Pat Dye was asked recently to compare Brent Fullwood and Bo Jackson. And Pat said, Bo's an outfielder. Brent's a running back.
Third and a yard. They give it to the big man, Reggie Ware, in at fullback, a 245-pound junior, and he's following his line surge for what appears to be a first down. A minute and 7 remaining in the first quarter. Alabama jumping on top, 7-0. Tim Jesse and Vincent Harris now come into the Auburn backfield as Pat Dye shuffles his players to keep them fresh. Both sides figure this is going to be a fourth quarter game. Back goes Berger, throws the ball, down first down, and Tim Jesse out of the backfield pulls it in at about the 25 with Cornelius Bennett and Greg Gilbert bringing him down. Now let's join Al Troutwig.
Okay, when Auburn gets on defense, they'll be without for now number 20, Sean Morris. He hyperextended his knee. They've taped it up, but he's pretty gimpy along the sidelines and pretty angry about not being able to take part right now in this game. He's been tossing his helmet and walking around and limping. We may see him again, but I just don't know how effective he'll be. Back to you.
Thank you. Inside goes the fullback, Vincent Harris. And Harris is going to have another Auburn first down. And they're finding daylight in the middle now as he gets inside the 20.
Games like this with the rivalry as it is, those injuries don't seem to hurt as badly. They have a way of healing quickly, and a lot of those guys come back into the ball game, and I suspect we'll see Morris again quickly.
Vincent Harris is taken out of the ball game in a hurry and gets a chewing out on the sidelines because he got a little hot and was gesturing. And this is not the time nor the place for that. Got to control you play in controlled anger in a circumstance like this as time runs out in the first quarter of play. Packed house, Legion Field in Birmingham, Alabama. And after one period, and a very quick period, Alabama 7, Auburn nothing.
Fire brewing. It's more than a way to make Stroh's and Stroh Light. It's a family tradition, passed down from one generation to another for over 200 years. It's what guarantees that smooth, consistent taste for generations to come.
Now you're talking Stroh. Now you're talking beer. Now you're talking good times. And Stroh's is spoken here.
Why is the world-famous Metropolitan Life representative weighing and measuring us? MetLife has always been concerned about health. I didn't know that. For years now, MetLife has published useful tables showing the best weight for your height, and they've set aside $4 million for a program to expand health education in schools. I didn't know MetLife was that concerned about health. Get Met. It pays.
So the issue is clear. Sony Video 8, the system of the future, or VHS-C, the compromise of the past. Now, as we've seen, the new Sony Handycam with autofocus and zoom gives you a measurably better picture, far superior sound, twice the recording time, and on Sony video cassettes, your memories are safe. While on VHS-C, they could be fleeting. I rest my case.
The Sony Video 8 system. Judge for yourself.
You're about to discover one reason no other long-distance company can give you what AT&T can. You'll see something that lets us offer you a distinct advantage. What is it that helps keep us at the cutting edge? Betsy Thompson.
I'd be glad to assist you, Mr. Green.
And thousands like her who handle AT&T cards, billing questions, 800 numbers, any service you need.
I'm glad I could help.
For over 100 years, when you reached out, we were there, and you can keep it that way. AT&T, the right choice.
We go to the second quarter of play. The Crimson Tide 7-0. Auburn's ball. First down at the Alabama 18. Morris is still trying to shake off a hyperextended knee. Defensive back to Auburn. Berger has Agee and Fullwood behind him. Pitches the ball to Fullwood. Cuts it back. Down. Touchdown, Auburn.
His style, you admire it. You know, all the great Auburn backs in the past, guys like James and Bo Jackson and Joe Cribbs and William Andrews, and there have been some great ones. King Fullwood is probably the best breakaway threat they've ever had.
The extra point kick was good by Chris Knapp. And so Auburn responds and ties it as Fullwood goes 18 yards.
Listen to the heartbeat of America. Listen to the heartbeat of America.
When you know what you want, put yourself in today's Chevy Cavalier and listen to your heartbeat.
The heartbeat of America. Chevrolet. That's Chevrolet.
Thank you for calling Bob's.
I need my VCR fixed.
Please direct any service questions directly to our distributor in Indonesia.
Got any trees?
With many audio and video products, good luck finding good service. But at Curtis Mathis Home Entertainment Centers, we promise you quick response and dependable service. You see, our terrific audio and video products aren't the only reasons it's worth coming to Curtis Mathis. Curtis Mathis, is it really worth it to go anywhere else?
A couple of high-powered Joes, key players in one of the season's key matchups. The New York Giants and the San Francisco 49ers, Monday night.
In Auburn's scoring drive, Brent Fullwood had 57 of the 73 yards, 50 rushing, 7 receiving. In Alabama's scoring drive, Humphrey had 78 of 82.
57 he had on that drive. He needs just 69 yards rushing today to move ahead of James Brooks in the second place on the all-time season rushing list. Bo Jackson, of course, holds the record.
And the Tigers now will kick it off. Chris Knapp kicking to Bobby Humphrey. So the two great running backs both stood tall in the early going. This one will be taken by Doug Allen, a fullback, back inside the 5, and Allen gets the boom lowered on him at about the 21-yard line.
Now, if you're a defensive back, it's almost impossible to stop this kind of style. He's got such great vision. His cuts are so sharp, and here it's just a sprint.
Call it the 20 for Alabama. First down. Gene Jelks is now in the backfield at tailback for Alabama. That's Angelo Stafford, tight end, going in motion, and they run the play that direction. And Jelks, who weighs 170 pounds and had such a big game a year ago, he ran for 192 yards in Alabama's 25-23 victory. One of them a 74-yard touchdown streak. And you give that little guy some daylight, and it's just see you later. You just don't catch him. Picked up 2, second down, 8. Shula gives it to Jelks. And he's across the 25 to the 26, where Andre Bruce, a junior from Montgomery, outside linebacker, brings him down. Auburn lists their defense as a 3-4, but those backers play right along the line of scrimmage, so it's effectively a 5-man defensive front.
It's a multiple scheme. Both defenses have been moving things around, showing a lot of different pictures, trying to confuse the quarterbacks. They're using a lot of combination defenses as well.
Third down, 4.5. Jelks in motion. Shula passing. Jelks drops the ball. Couldn't hold it on the hard hit from Alvin Briggs, a junior from Greenville, Alabama, and the kicking team comes on. Remember one of the great players in Alabama history, Billy Neighbors? Here he is with Al Groundwig.
Absolutely right. Billy was part of an Alabama team that shut out Auburn for 3 straight years. Billy, are these days as good as what you remember as the good old days?
Well, yeah, they have a lot better, more skilled people now than they used to have when I played, and they score more points. But the 3 years I played at Alabama, Auburn never scored on us.
And Billy, your son didn't pick up the rattle with his left hand in the cradle. He's out here hiking the ball with his left hand today with that broken right hand.
Well, that shows his great athletic ability to be able to snap the ball with his left hand.
Billy, thanks. Keith, up to you.
Punt is fielded by Trey Gaines. Auburn again is going to have very good field position as Gaines turns it up and crosses midfield and gets the ball down to the Alabama 42. A 39-yard punt by Chris Moore, but a 23-yard return. And it's Moore who knocked him out of bounds.
These two teams are just getting warmed up. It looks as if Auburn now is just taking it out of first gear, pumping it into second. Good field position again, driving on Alabama after they have just scored.
Make it the 43. The ball is closer to that hash mark at 13-13 to go in the first half. Tim Jesse and Vincent Harris in the I formation. That's Lawyer Tillman in motion. And Berger gives the ball. Here's the reverse. Coming around. Scott Bolton. Bolton has a block on the corner. They get great leverage coming around on the reverse. And Auburn has the football. Down at the Alabama 21. Jim Thompson, left tackle. Big block on Chris Good. Thompson, number 54. Watch for that number.
Boy, anytime the play goes away from you, you're the trail man. You've got to stay as wide as the running back. You can't let them break containment. There's nobody on the corner. This play goes for 21 yards, and he stepped out there. That's where they're going to bring it back to the 21-yard line. But I'll tell you, You can't break containment. If the play goes away, you've got to keep outside leverage, straddle the outside leg of the running back going away from you so that if it does come back, you're standing at home to make the play and force it back inside. There
Alabama man
not
down
a soul
on the
out there.
sidelines, you see. 20-something, see his number? Might be Freddie Robinson. That would be a serious loss then. It is Robinson, but he's going to run. I think he just got caught under the pile and got the air squeezed out of him.
This is a Hayes modem. Plug it into ordinary phone lines, and you can send financial projections to the PC down the hall, or locate a single part anywhere across the country. Make airline reservations, send or receive electronic mail, or access millions of pages of data from company profiles to every fact in the encyclopedia. The Hayes modem. It's like sending your PC to college for under $600.
Listen to the heartbeat of America. Listen to the heartbeat.
When you want to feel the thunder, put yourself in today's Chevrolet Camaro IROC Z and listen to your heartbeat.
The heartbeat of America. Day Chevrolet.
Auburn rolling up the yardage. They've got 10 first downs to 2 for Alabama. Picked up 92 yards on the ground and 56 in the air. Vincent Harris now the fullback with Fullwood back at tailback, and Harris has the ball. Breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and he's hot today. He runs for a first down to the 10. Picked up 11 yards on the play. Cornelius Bennett finally brought him down.
Two things I want you to look at here. Number one, these are the first quarter stats. Alabama had 85 yards rushing against a defense that only gives up 98 yards rushing a game. And then rushing and passing for Auburn. 53 yards rushing, 56 passing. Now that was 10 plays running, 11 plays passing. Very balanced attack.
Agee back in at fullback. Ball is marked just outside the 10. Fullwood. Touchdown Auburn. Penalty flag. Hold it. Hold on to the flag. Holding Auburn. The referee, Max Gentry, threw it, and he threw it just as Fullwood hit the stack, and somebody in white holding somebody in red. Wipes out the touchdown.
Offense, first down.
Ball comes back just outside the 15-yard line. Still first down. They can get a first down without scoring by about a half yard. Berger to Fullwood. That's a good defensive play by Chris Good, the right corner, number 36. As he came rolling under Fullwood and took his legs away. Gain on the play is to the 12. Where it's second down and about 12. And we go inside 12 minutes to play in the first half. 7-7 tie. Second quarter. Berger to throw. Swings it out, incomplete. And he's lucky to get that one back. Big Cliff Thomas was over there and almost pulled it in.
I think Cliff Thomas learned a lesson because the last play he lost containment. Now this time he sees Fullwood getting out into the flats, coming around on the little belly pattern, and he kind of breaks back off now. You see him in the right of your screen. See, he just kind of followed him out there. The big defensive tackle and knocked it away. Nice play by Cliff Thomas. See 99, the right hand of your screen, being blocked by 79. Now watch. He'll just kind of break off, get off the block, and tip it out.
Third and about 12. Handed off to Vincent Harris at fullback, and Harris is nailed right at the line of scrimmage. I think it was 94 that came flying in there to get him. That would be Anthony Smith. And so it brings up a 4th down, and in comes the field goal unit. Chris Knapp. The tee is put down back near the 19-yard line. So it's a 29-yarder. With Brian Schulman, the punter, holding. The snap is good. The kick is up. And the kick is no good. It did not hook back for him, and he missed it. But I can tell you this, that Chris Knapp has a strained muscle in his back, and that may have been a factor.
Listen to the heartbeat of America. Listen to the heartbeat of America.
When you've got what it takes, put yourself in today's Chevrolet Celebrity Eurosport and listen to your heartbeat.
Heartbeat of America. Dave Chevrolet. Is this Howard Johnson?
Yes, sir. There's been a lot of changes. You might say we're turning the place upside down.
You know, a lot is changing at Howard Johnson. New rooms, new furnishings, and new attention to service.
It's different. I like it.
1 second. I'm just straightening up.
No matter how you look at it,
This is Howard Johnson.
we're turning Howard Johnson upside down.
It's a showdown out west. The BYU Cougars, with their explosive air attack, will try to ground their conference rivals, Air Force. Coverage begins with college football today, next Saturday.
Chris Knapp on the sidelines, missing that 29-yard field goal. A chip shot for him, but he has a strained muscle in his back. And it's hard to tell from here whether or not it's hurting him.
No, but what we can tell is that he did not practice 2 days this week. They just held him out. He didn't practice until today. Now, if he has problems, they're going to bring in Chris Dickinson, who is just a freshman. And they said he punted or was kicking the ball extremely well this week. He may get a shot here.
Alabama takes the ball at the 20, first down for the Tide. Give it to Humphrey. And he'll pick up 3 yards on that carry. Brought down by Craig Ogletree, a freshman from Barnesville, Georgia. Auburn has been inside the Alabama 20-yard line now 3 times in this ball game, and they've scored only 7 points. You cannot waste opportunities in a game like this. Bell and Richardson are the wide people on 2nd down and 7. Julep gives it to Humphrey again, and he gets outside. Caught from behind by number 90, Brian Smith. Smith at 6'6", 240, a linebacker. Got him by the coattail and slowed him up, and he was brought down. But he's got a first down for Alabama up around the 37. Steady little drizzle continues to fall and gets kind of wet now. Shula throwing on first down. To the sideline, too high, intended for Greg Richardson. He was scanning the field, and he looked back and saw Richardson, and by then there was coverage there as well, and Mike may have just thrown it away.
It's been somewhat of a frustrating year for Mike. They were cruising along, undefeated, 7-0 when they lost to Penn State. 2 weeks later, they lost to LSU. And he's thrown 14 interceptions this year and only 11 touchdowns. It's unusual to see him throw more interceptions than touchdowns. He makes very few mistakes until this year.
He hasn't played terribly well since the Penn State game. Penn State handled him in that ball game. 2nd down and 10. Pressure coming. Shula gets it off. Underneath. Pass caught by Bobby Humphrey. And Humphrey is hit, knocked ahead for at least a yard, but it is short of the first down. Craig Ogletree was the man firing up the middle, forcing Shula to hurry to play. Ball is marked at the 43. So they need just about 4 yards on third down. Shula has time to the sideline. Pass good to Greg Richardson. Good for a first down at the Auburn 43. Chip Powell made the tackle.
Let's watch Richardson here at the bottom of the screen. You'll see him drive the defensive back off. Watch this. See, it looks like he's going to go on a fly pattern and break it long. Well, the bait was taken by Chip Powell, the cornerback, and then it was just a hit by Richardson, and he came back for the ball, and then Powell had to recover. Powell does not have great speed. He's got maybe 4.9 speed playing in that secondary.
From the Auburn 43, first down, Alabama. 7-7 tie. And Shula again throwing on first down to the sideline. And it is off the head. The ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Somebody got a big hand up and changed the direction of the ball just enough.
You know, Shula's going to have to look deep soon. He's got to send Richardson on Powell. Anytime he's got Richardson on Powell, one-on-one, he's got to take him deep. Powell can't run with Richardson. It's a mismatch.
Second down and 10. Humphrey. Big hole. First down, Alabama at the Auburn 23. Humphrey now on 10 carries, 119 yards.
Watch Humphrey right here. Little delay. All right, now right. He'll stop. He'll shop. He'll see the hole. Now he'll cut back to the outside. Once he gets out here, 17 Richardson's now lining up to throw a block. See 17 there? And he sets it loose. What a day he's having, Humphrey.
Let's call it the 24. It's just inside the 24 hash mark. Jelks is in the backfield. Humphrey gets a breather. Jelks with the ball. A hard couple of yards. Robert Goff, a junior out of Bradenton, Florida, made the tackle for Auburn. And now Humphrey comes back.
Boy, what a combo. Humphrey goes out. Jelks comes in. You know, we saw Jelks run for 192 yards and a touchdown against Auburn last November 30th. He's a great player, too.
Humphrey comes back now. Apparently got some equipment troubles. The markers are also tangled up. Oh, that's what it is. The markers are all tangled up on the far side. They got tangled up with some cable or something. I don't know what it is, but they've got a mess. So they've got to unravel that with exactly 8 minutes to play in the first half. Alabama and Auburn all even at 7-7. But Auburn has been inside the Alabama 23 times. Once they were turned away by an interception. And just a few minutes ago, Knapp missed a 29-yard field goal. Bobby Humphrey has 126 of Alabama's 151 yards in this game. John McEnroe will be meeting Yannick Noah or Boris Becker tomorrow in the final of the AT&T Tennis Challenge. 4 Eastern Time here on ABC tomorrow. Now we've got it untangled, got the knot out of it. And the ball is at the 22, where it's second down and 8 for the Tide. Humphrey is in. The lone back. Look out for Bell. He hasn't seen the ball yet. Shula looking for him, can't find him, throws underneath to Humphrey, and he is dragged down at about the 19 by Edward Phillips, one of the inside linebackers for the Tigers. Now Doug Allen comes in at fullback, and Angelo Stafford, tight end, comes out. So that sets up a little different offensive alignment for Alabama. But Ray Perkins admitted yesterday that they have put in some new wrinkles. Might see one here. 3rd and 5. Humphrey. That's a sweep. Old-fashioned power football. Looks just like a single wing coming around there, and he's got a first down as he punches it down to about the 12. Kurt Crane made the tackle for the Tigers.
How about that? That's fairly healthy, isn't it? 11.5 yards to carry.
Not bad. 6 minutes, 50 seconds to go, first half. First down, Alabama, Auburn 12. That's Humphrey in motion. Shula throws. Into the end zone, no. Too high, intended for Howard Falk, the tight end. It was a little crowded where he threw that ball.
It sure was, and he walked away shaking his head. I don't think he really should have thrown the ball. And Mike, I think, agrees with me after seeing the result.
In this possession for Alabama, 69 yards so far, 11 plays to cover that much real estate. Old friend Irk Russell's Georgia Southern team winning today. Shula gives the ball to Doug Allen. And Allen will take it to about the 7. That's a 5-yard pickup where Kevin Porter brings him down.
Doug Allen sat out a couple of games mid-season with a knee injury. But we talked to him in the dining hall one afternoon. He says he's rebuilt it. It's stronger than ever, and he feels pretty good.
Third and 5. Ball at the Auburn 7. Shula throws, Humphrey, touchdown, Alabama. Penalty flag.
No, there should have been a penalty flag, Keith, is what I'm saying. There should have been. There was a pick play. That's illegal, and it wasn't called.
It looked like a pick play, I'll tell you that. But it looked like a classic pick, didn't it?
Arthur Johnson and Chip Powell both got picked off. Watch the outside receiver now. Here comes Humphrey. He'll go into the flat. Everybody gets caught in the middle there by Bell. Seeing right away. See the hands pointing. They're saying, hey, boo, he can't do that. He cut me off. It's a screen. It's a pick.
All right, Van Tiffen now trying to tie Tim Lasher with 135 consecutive PATs, and he's done it. And Alabama goes to the lead 14-7. When I saw that pick, I just figured there was going to be a penalty flag somewhere in the crowd, but it didn't come.
It's the offensive man's responsibility to get out of the way, to avoid contact. Here he takes out both men. That is an obvious pick. No call.
5 minutes and 51 seconds to go in the first half. 14-7 tied.
This little movement reflects pure genius. The genius of the Minolta AF Telecamera. The genius of the very first autofocus auto-everything compact to build in 2 lenses, one standard, one telephoto, motorized at the flip of a switch. Minolta AF Tele gives you brilliant 35mm pictures of someone close or even closer. Make the creative choice. Minolta AF Tele.
Only from the mind of Minolta.
There's a time to think about life insurance, and State Farm is there.
I'm State Farm agent Mike Callan. The biggest reasons young parents start thinking about life insurance are kids. Parents want someone who can explain life insurance and someone who knows how to listen too, so it'll fit their needs. And as a family's needs grow and change, they want someone who will be there to keep that life insurance up to date. That's why they come to State Farm agents.
And like a good neighbor.
And that's why they stay.
State Farm is there.
He beat Yvonne Lendl to get there. John McEnroe takes on Boris Becker or Yannick Noah in the AT&T Tennis Challenge Final tomorrow on ABC Sports.
Every year going into the season, you talk about the pick play and you expect it to be enforced, but you very seldom see it flagged. Short kickoff, high hanger, picked up by James Joseph for Auburn. And James gets back across the 25 to about the 27. Bobby Humphrey, in catching that touchdown pass, has a new Alabama single-season scoring record of 104 points.
With that touchdown, he matches the record set by Johnny Musso with 16 touchdowns. Actually, that doesn't qualify, though. That's rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I'm trying to get the record.
27-yard line. And Brent Fullwood is the lone remaining back as Auburn sends 3 wide people out. And Fullwood with the ball comes into the middle, shakes one man, and gets it across the 30 to the 31. Greg Gilbert, a 200-pound sophomore inside for Alabama, brought him down. 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go now in the first half of play with the Tide leading 14-7. We don't need any more water, partner. We've got enough. Second down and 6. Vincent Harris, number 21, in his fullback now. Fullwood with the ball. Still going. Now, whistles have stopped it. Inadvertent whistle? I don't see a flag. Yeah, there is over here on this side. Procedure call against Auburn. Flag was thrown on the near side of the field. We'll be in the Rockies next Saturday as BYU and Air Force wind up the season. That could be for the conference title and at least a share of it, and a trip to the Holiday Bowl. BYU's in against San Diego State this weekend, tonight. And the Aztecs will have something to say about it as to who wins the WAC this year. Second down, and they're going to call it a loss of a yard. And Berger gets the heat, but gets the pass. Oh, my goodness. It was almost picked off and then caught by Walter Reeves, the tight end. That was almost a look what I found catch.
Watch how close this was. Berger has pressure coming from the outside and the inside, but he steps back up in the pocket and drills the ball. Actually, he had that ball in his hand. It went right through his hand.
Yeah, that's right. Short gain out to about the 30. And you can call it 7.5 on third down. Tim Jesse and Tommy Agee in the backfield, and Berger's throwing. Gets it off just as he is hit by Derek Thomas, and the pass is incomplete. Derek Thomas, number 55. Coaching staff at Alabama thinks he's going to be a dandy. They really like that young sophomore.
Now you get a chance to see what happens. Again, it's good pressure all the way around. Jarvis is driving everybody back into the pocket, so there's no way he can step up. And then the outside pressure comes from the two ends. Boy, Cornelius Bennett was there first.
Here's the punt by Shulman. Beauty. Tight spiral on it. Runs Greg Richardson back to about his 22. Retreating some more. Penalty flag as Richardson is thrown down inside the 15 by Alvin Mitchell. And let's see about the flag. Could very well be illegal use of hands or a clip. 48-yard punt. Four minutes to go in the first half. Richardson retreating, trying to pick up some help. Gave up about 8 yards on the return, and it is clipping against Alabama.
Alabama now has just set a school record. That's 70 penalties for the year, breaking the record set back in 1961.
Return team, half the distance, first down.
Part of our halftime, as Jim Lamper told you earlier today, a roundtable discussion regarding playoffs for collegiate football. The eternal subject.
Alabama has been penalized over 600 yards this year.
That's a lot.
ironic part of that, Keith, is their worst day was against Tennessee. They romped. Their best day was against Penn State, and they were shocked.
On first down from their 6 after the penalty, this is Bobby Humphrey. He may be on his all-time career day right now as he runs the ball out past the 26 to the 20-yard pickup.
Humphrey and Bullwood are both putting on a show today. This is a clinic. Again, it's good blocking. There's the hole. But see, now he's doing it all on his own. He breaks 2 one-arm tackles. To take a guy like Humphrey down, you have to wrap the arms. You can't do it with one arm. You have to wrap both of them.
And Alabama with some daylight now behind them on first down. Shula dropped the ball, and Mike has to pick it up and tries to make something out of nothing, and he'll go down just about the line of scrimmage. Humphrey with his runs today, a 48, 26, 20, and 20, and his total yardage is 145 with 3:19 to go in the first half.
And again, we repeated, it's against the top-rated defense in the SEC, Auburn.
Yes, sir, the Tigers will knock your hat off. They're tough. Second down, 10. And Shula does not like what he's got and spends the timeout, stopping the clock at 2:57.
89 Cadillac Fleetwood, 83 Buick Riviera,
Mr. Goodrents has the parts.
Pontiac Fiero GT,
Parts for virtually every GM car on the road today.
Olds Cutlass Cruiser,
Genuine GM parts, the kind GM cars were designed to use.
GMC Jimmy 4x4,
So if your GM car is worth taking care of,
69 Z28 Camaro.
take it to Mr. Goodrents. No one knows your GM car better. No one.
The dark can be frightening. It's different. It's mysterious. And a little hard to get around in. But there's nothing to fear with Michelob Dark. Oh, I know. Dark beer. It's bitter. It's for thick-necked guys named Gunter. No! Try Michelob Classic Dark, full-bodied taste that's Michelob smooth. So, be afraid of strawberries with gray hair. But don't be afraid of the dark. Oh.
CFA College Football. This ABC Sports exclusive is being brought to you by Hayes Microcomputer Products Incorporated. Say yes to the future with Hayes. And by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The time remaining is 2:57, as you see. Auburn inside the Alabama 20-yard line. Turned away by a missed field goal and an interception. Scored only 7 points. Being that close, Alabama leading 14-7. Second down and about 10 for the Tide from their 26. And here goes Bobby Humphrey, and this time Auburn got him. Led by Benji Rowland, the sophomore from Eastman. Auburn's defensive unit is young. Those 3 big guys across the front, Rocker, Rowland, Stallworth, are all sophomores. They keep eating their cornbread. They'll be man-size one of these days. They go 260, 265, and 260. All sophomores.
The offense isn't that old. Auburn's offense is made up of 4 sophomores and 2 juniors.
It's third down and 7 for Alabama. Mike Shula rolls it out. He's got his first down, maybe dives for the marker, and it depends on what the line judge says. He saw all of that real estate open over there, and he just took off. Obviously, they got those chains out of there in a hurry. And it's a first down for Alabama. They have 9 now in this first half. I remember one time at a UCLA, I think it was UCLA-USC game, and Dennis Dummett was playing quarterback for the Bruins, and he got caught in the sharp tip of one of those markers at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. Stuck the thing in his hip. Old Dennis is tough. He just taped it up, kept on playing. But that woke everybody up to the fact that you really got to get those things out of the way. And they did a good job of it. First down for Alabama.
They say there's a difference between pain and injury. You can play with pain.
Right. 2 minutes, 11 seconds to go in this first half. Auburn now shows a 5-man front defensively. And Bobby Humphrey tries to find some cracks in that defense and does, moving the ball for close to 5 yards from just outside the 26 to the 36 to the 41. And Humphrey now with 170 yards in the first half.
Both teams closed practice this week, even to the people that follow the team and come to practice normally. They wouldn't let anybody around. Either one.
Look out for Bell. No, they go back to Humphrey again. And he stopped about 3 yards short of his first down. Benji Rowland, the nose guard for Auburn, making the hit on him, and there's your time remaining.
Rowland makes the tackle for Auburn.
Why did they stop the clock? Oh, I see what they're doing. They're moving the team back. They wanted the Auburn sideline moved back a little bit. And Mac Gentry stopped the clock to move him back. And he's saying the same thing to Alabama's sideline. Apparently had some people up in that white area. You're not supposed to be there. Now we'll go on 3rd down and 3 as the clock is rolling again. 1:12 to play, first half. Shula throwing. Gets his pass away, and it is good to Greg Richardson, and good for a, nope, it's Al Bell for a first down. Al Bell makes his first reception of the day. He just wanders around out there, and sooner or later, bingo, he'll pop up.
But he's got that sprinter speed, though, so you have to respect him. See how soft they're playing on the corner? Alvin Briggs was playing a good 5 yards off of him, expecting that fly, or at least respecting the sprint pattern. And then when he stops and comes back from the ball, you're 5 yards behind him.
And it's first down, Alabama at midfield. Clock rolls again now, 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'd like to get down, at least to give Van Tippen a shot at it. Mike Shula's got to run around and look for some help now, and dumps it short underneath to Bobby Humphrey. And Humphrey is good for 4 yards to about the 46 where Arthur Johnson got it. And Alabama calls a timeout. The Tide with 1 timeout remaining now in the first half, leading 14-7 and 33 seconds to play in the first half.
A child and a little dog paint a happy picture. And research in Auburn University's Scott Ritchie Small Animal Program makes that picture even brighter. Here, animals are treated humanely as veterinarians fight hard-to-diagnose diseases. But there's a bigger story. Research into animal heart problems and Auburn's high-tech treatment of colon disease are giving us clues for dealing with similar illnesses in humans. Our work helps our best friend live a longer life and does the same for the rest of us.
Some defensive changes being made now by Pat Dye's coaching staff. Probably 1, 2, 3, 4 nickel back, expecting Alabama to try to put the ball. And I think here is one of those times when you almost have to think about going down the middle, don't you? You've got 1 timeout remaining.
Well, you've got your timeout and only 33 seconds left. You also have a quarterback who's a curator of clocks. I mean, nobody works that thing better than Mike Shula. And if you've got Bell coming down the corner, it'd be an ideal situation. But now, look at this. You've got Richardson out here on Chip Powell 101.
Maybe where he elects to go with him. Nope, they run a draw. All that talk, and Bobby Humphrey gets it on a little delay and gets the first down at about the 26-yard line. And the clock stops on the movement of the chains with 25 seconds to play in the first half. Well, now you know why we're up here, right?
Shula signaling to his wide receivers what play he wants.
Sidelines, out of bounds, stops the clock. 21 seconds. Now he's got time to plot. Here's all this. Look at this. See, the coaches all walk around with all these headsets and all these wires hanging on them, these umbilical cords. And all the information comes from upstairs after they've argued about it. They finally get it down. If he disagrees at all on the call from upstairs, you've blown the 25 seconds. You never get it out.
Except on the clock play when it was overthrown, Perkins ran all the way down and told Richardson what play he wanted.
Second down and 10. He wants Bell. Going to the corner. Intercepted. Picked off by Kevin Porter. And Alabama is turned away with 12 seconds to play in the first half. The pass was intended for Bell, covered by Briggs, and they didn't figure on Porter. Porter was the left corner and came all the way across the field to make that interception.
The way the season's gone for Mike Shula, his 15th interception of the year. Here's the sideline and the pump. Now he's turning it up and going long. He throws into double coverage. It's a zone back there, relying, he hopes, on Bell's athletic ability to get to the football. But he had no shot because Porter was playing free. Now watch this. All right, there's Alvin Briggs running with Bell. Right in his hip pocket. He has the inside playing inside out, and then Briggs coming over playing free, just picks it off. Or Porter, rather.
They'll make the snap, Auburn will, and start the clock and end the first half of play with a score. Alabama 14, Auburn 7. Bobby Humphrey has 176 yards on 16 carries for Alabama.
So you think you're a cowboy, but you're only
Willie Nelson, a legend in jeans. And those jeans got to be Wrangler Cowboy Cut. Designed by cowboys, they're the only official jeans of the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association. Wrangler Cowboy Cut jeans.
Hey, everybody knows real cowboys wear Wrangler.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
When my kids said they wanted a little playmate for Christmas, what did I get them? A playful talking robot, Roby Jr. from Radio Shack.
Hello. Come on, let's play.
Roby walks and talks and follows them around, and sometimes he even leads the way. Time to clean your room, kids.
Okay, I'm coming.
Roby Jr. $79.95. Other robotic toys from $29.95. Only at Radio Shack.
Tuesday, Lionel Richie's on top.
I feel I'm doing all right.
Richard Pryor's back.
I've been given another chance.
And Betty White's Golden, the all-new Barbara Walters special.
If electricity had been around when our grandparents were kids, there would have been a lot more going on in that little one-room schoolhouse. Electricity. It's helping today's kids learn more than their grandparents ever dreamed of.
The Iron Bowl Classic, an Alabama tradition. The excitement, strategy, and cliffhanging outcomes are talked about for years. It's football rivalry at its best, and that tradition that started over 50 years ago continues. East Lake Auto Sales has been serving Birmingham for more than 40 years, selling only top-quality cars at reasonable prices with guaranteed customer satisfaction. We're proud to say that tradition continues also. It's made East Lake Auto Sales Alabama's oldest independent automobile dealer, where we sell to sell again.
National Geographic, Saturday at 8 on WBRC 6.
The Halftime Report is brought to you by the Prudential, offering a full range of insurance and other financial services. The Prudential, the rock, it's strong, it's on the move, it's bigger than life.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to New York. As you know, Alabama leads Auburn 14-7 at halftime at Legion Field. The biggest news in college football so far today, the termination of Fred Akers' tenure as head coach at the University of Texas. Akers will be reassigned. It will be at least 10 days before we know who his successor in Austin is to be. Meanwhile, in the Coliseum in Los Angeles, Southern Cal has taken a 17-6 lead over Notre Dame. Earlier today, USC Athletic Director Mike McGee told me no decision regarding head coach Ted Tollner and his prospects there will be made until after the Citrus Bowl game against Auburn. Tollner is no doubt helping himself so far today with that lead. Georgia beat Georgia Tech 31-24. 3 Lars Tate touchdowns, the key to Georgia's victory, and the Dogs at 8-3 move on to the Hall of Fame game in Tampa against Boston College. Tennessee at 6-5 is headed to the Liberty Bowl to play Minnesota after today's 35-20 win over Vanderbilt. And Rice beat Houston 14-13 in Bill Yeoman's last game after 25 years as head coach at Houston. Sadly, Houston was 1-10 in Yeoman's last season. Rice got 4 wins under first-year coach Jerry Byrne. Coming up in our next segment, a discussion of the issue of whether there should be a 1A division playoff in college football. On the pro side, a longtime proponent of the idea, Joe Paterno, the head coach at Penn State. Representing the opposite side of the coin, an opponent of the idea, Chancellor Charles E. Young of UCLA. And representing the point of view of players, Hugh Millen, who was the quarterback of the Washington team that finished second in the polls behind Brigham Young in 1984. Those 3 gentlemen and myself will be back to talk about the prospects for a major college football playoff right after this.
Choosing a life insurance policy can make anyone feel helpless. You're at the mercy of strangers. Your hands are tied. You feel pressured. But help is never too far away. With Prudential, your agent has the time to talk to you, listen to you, and work with you until you have a piece of the rock you're comfortable with. No wonder more people choose Prudential for life insurance than any other company. You'll feel right by the rock. Prudential Life Insurance.
An investment firm is only as impressive as it is responsive.
Good to go.
So when interest rates fell, we looked for new ways for our clients to make money and developed unique opportunities like the Prudential Real Estate Investment Trust, a first of its kind in a way to take advantage of changing markets. While others may imitate it, we're busy surpassing it. If anyone can show you bold new thinking in the business of making money, let's close it. It's Prudential Bache, rock solid, market-wise.
Alabama quarterback Mike Shula joins the fight against drugs.
You know, I've been around football all my life, and I've learned a lot of things from both the experiences of others and myself. Now, while I've been in college, I've learned that things don't always go your way. And when they don't, the answer is not to turn to drugs. I've always been taught to think before I act. And I really believe that if you do think about it, you'll realize that drugs are not the answer.
The preceding brought to you by the College Football Association.
In case you weren't with us in pregame, our poll of the 105 chief executive officers of Division 1A universities on the question of whether they would support a major college football playoff drew 103 responses as follows: 61 against, 36 for, 6 abstentions. Now, the 3 key sources to argue this issue, and first let's go to you, Joe Paterno. Briefly, why are you in favor of a playoff?
Well, before I get into that, I wish we could get the CEOs to agree not to make freshmen, not to allow freshmen to play football, and I think Chancellor Young and I would agree on that thing, so I'm glad to have him here and let him know that I hope we can get freshmen ineligible. I think that we ought to have a playoff because we have it in every sport in the NCAA. We have it in every single sport in every division, including football in Division I AA, Division II, Division III. I think every squad has a right to establish whether they're the best on the field. A football team works awfully hard to be the best, and then to be voted out of a chance of being a champion doesn't make much sense to me, and I don't think it's fair. These kids only really get maybe one opportunity to be a national champion, and I think we ought to give them an opportunity to win it on the football field.
Okay, Joe, that's a simple enough point of view. Let's see what Dr. Young has to say against that. Chancellor Young of UCLA, tell me why you're opposed to a playoff.
Well, first of all, let me respond to the comment by Coach Paterno. I certainly do agree with him about freshman eligibility, and I hope we can get agreement on that sometime within the next couple of years. As he knows, it's something I've been pushing for quite some time.
I think a lot of us agree on that. What about a playoff?
I believe that there are several reasons why there should not be a playoff. The 2 most important, in my opinion, first of all, are the fact that it would undoubtedly require additional games, and it would require substantial additional football practice and games during the one of the most critical periods for the students' lives, and that is during the first 3 weeks of the month of December, when on any calendar they're in the midst of final examinations, and it would add additional games, it would add additional time spent on football as opposed to time spent in academic endeavors. Secondly, I believe the bowls provide an opportunity for all of the really good teams to go to have an experience which is a good one and for 17 teams, I think it is, at the current time, to go out a winner rather than only one. And I believe we have the bowls in football. We do not have the equivalent of the bowls in other sports, and I think that's one of the primary reasons why there has never been a playoff developed for football.
Okay, Dr. Young, you've touched on several of the points. First, Joe, let's get Hugh Millen's point of view, and then I'll come back to you for that, all right? Hugh Millen was the quarterback of the 1984 Washington Husky team, which finished second to Brigham Young in the polls. Many thought that it was probably the superior team. I'll point out, Hugh, before you start talking, that I don't know, and the rest of us don't know, where you stand on the issue of a playoff. Where do you stand?
Well, I'm in favor of a limited playoff involving the four major bowl winners on New Year's. I think that we've touched on the fact that college football stands alone in its failure to objectively choose a champion, and I think that the constituents and the teams that finish 2, 3, and 4 every year, as Coach Paterno mentioned, deserve the opportunity to go out on the field and prove their contention that they ought to be the #1 team. I think another point is that every team that's picked #1 each year deserves a chance to go out and prove the fact that their substantiated claim to be #1.
Hugh, would it have been an academic hardship for a lot of players on your team to play 2 or 3 more weeks?
No, I really don't think so. I think that when you're talking about a 40-week school year and talking about some of the shortcomings and certainly the academic interest should be considered, but I think that when you consider the benefits of having a playoff, it much outweighs the shortcomings of the drawbacks.
All right, let's go back to Joe Paterno. You wanted to say something about what Dr. Young said about the bowls. Go ahead.
Number one, I want to say the fact that the business about it being abusive to the kids academically is absurd. If that's the case, then I think the presidents ought to get together and eliminate the NCAA basketball playoff. I think we could have a semifinal, final playoff where kids would not miss very much class, if any at all. I would hope that people would understand that football teams lose less class time than anybody. Most of the time we don't leave till Friday afternoon. Most schools do not have classes on Saturday, and they're back home Saturday night or certainly by Sunday. We would hope that we would have a playoff after the bowls. I think we ought, if we cannot come up with a playoff system that would be satisfactory and maybe enhance the bowls, then I don't think we ought to have a playoff, but I think we ought to look into it. I look at Miami and Penn State, the situation we are in right now. Miami may have been playing in the Sugar Bowl, and we may have been playing in the Orange Bowl if we had had a playoff at the end of the bowl system. I think that would have enhanced the Orange Bowl, would have enhanced the Sugar Bowl, and if Miami was fortunate enough to win, and we were fortunate enough to win in the Orange Bowl, and Michigan maybe wins in the Rose Bowl, and somebody else wins in the Cotton Bowl, then maybe we could have a really good playoff.
But, Joe, all of those would be responses to commercial demand. I'm sure Dr. Young is going to tell us that the sport is already too responsive to commercial demand. Don't you think, Dr. Young?
I do want to say that I think the fact that there are too many games in basketball already, and that the tournament goes on too long there, shouldn't be used as an argument to have a football tournament in which there would be too many games and the season going on too long.
Dr. John, I only use that because I think the basketball people, obvious, some of them, such as your institution when John Wooten was there, were able to handle it academically.
Yeah, but we did not have a 64-team. We didn't have a 64-team tournament either then, Joe.
Well,
tournaments
get started off at 64
tournaments get started off at 16-team tournaments, and then they go to 32-team tournaments, and then the 64-team tournaments.
Well,
and if we started off with a playoff from the bowls, I think it would be just the first step toward a full-scale playoff that would involve a 16-team tournament, and that would add an additional 4 games to the season.
Chancellor Young.
Let me say this, if I may, that the Division I AA, Division II, and Division III end up playing 14 games. If we had the kind of playoff I'm talking about, you'd play 11 games, you'd play the 12th game in the bowl, you'd play 2 teams would play the 13th game in the semifinals, and 2 teams would play 14 games, and that would be consistent with what the schools such as the Bucknells and the other people in the Bloomsburg in our area, they're willing to do it. And I might add one other thing as far as... Go ahead.
Let's go back to Hugh Millen, because I know he had something else to say. Hugh?
Well, I think we hear a lot of talk from the administrative side of the sport that's saying that the players need to fulfill their obligation as student athletes, and indeed that's a worthwhile endeavor. But we also have to recognize that in big-time college football, there is also a side of the athlete side that we need to consider, and there's an obligation that the athletes have, and if the fans feel that a playoff is necessary and the players want it, then I think that then we should implement it.
Gentlemen, I told you that these 7 minutes would fly by, and unfortunately, we have only scratched the surface of this discussion. I think that was inevitable, but I thank you all. I think you've all touched on some of the most important points here and have demonstrated your own passionate commitment to your points of view. Thank you very much, Joe Paterno, Chancellor Charles Young of UCLA, Hugh Millen of the University of Washington. I only wish that we could have listened to them for another 10 or 15 minutes more. Maybe in the best of all possible worlds, that someday can happen. Meanwhile, we'll be back with more right after this.
Daddy, their ship has come in.
Sure. Find the holes in your homeowner's insurance before they find you.
Sorry to barge in.
Have a Prudential representative give you a fast, free Pru review of your coverage.
Are we covered?
What is this?
If you had a Pru review, you'd know.
Get a Pru review from the Prudential and get a piece of the rock.
Don't look like Bermuda to me.
Powerful new financial help is coming. The Rock, the Prudential, is now more than insurance. It's mutual funds, home mortgages, IRAs, stocks and bonds, new products and new ideas. It's rock-solid financial help for us all. The Rock, the Prudential. It's strong, it's on the move, it's bigger than life.
Auburn offensive lineman Yan Cowart talks about the importance of education.
Being an architecture major at Auburn University and playing football are both very similar. They're both very demanding and time-consuming. If you don't handle your time correctly, you'll find yourself falling behind in one of those areas. They are both very rewarding in the fact that architecture is a mind shaper and football is a character builder. But the biggest reward of all is that architecture will last me the rest of my life.
This is the time at which some of our stations break away for 2 minutes of local news and information. The rest of you will stay here with us and go back to visit with Keith Jackson in Legion Field.
The Halftime Report was brought to you by the Prudential, offering a full range of insurance and other financial services. The Prudential, the Rock. It's strong, it's on the move, it's bigger than life.
And here at Legion Field with a score 14-7, Alabama leading Auburn, we're going to enjoy the $1 Million Band, directed by Catherine Scott Calhoun. Up the halftime spectacular with the Crimson Tide leading Auburn 14-7, and here's some of the highlights from the first half of play. A good football game. Bobby Humphrey having a career day, 48 yards on this play, setting up a touchdown.
Humphrey has 176 yards with 5 runs over 20 yards. He's explosive. He's dynamic. Look at 17. Richardson come up and give him a block. Morris got hurt there. I don't think Morris has returned to the ball game yet.
No, he has not. Off that play, Mike Shula throws to Angelo Stafford. 2 yards. Touchdown.
Crossing pattern. I don't think anybody expected him to go to the tight end. Tight end was isolated on Kane, the linebacker, and the pass was perfectly thrown.
Auburn came right back, and Brent Fullwood cashed it in from 18 yards to tie it at 7.
Fullwood, the leading rusher in the SEC. He, too, is explosive. Split the defenders into the secondary for the school.
And then Alabama gets away with a big play as Shula throws to Humphrey for a touchdown from 7 yards.
Definitely should have been called, wasn't it? The offensive man's responsibility to avoid contact. You can see the pick right there at the bottom by number 1, Bell, and the receiver's wide open.
And that's where we are at 14-7. Auburn lost a touchdown on a holding call. Brent Fullwood had scored, but the Tigers were called for holding, and that cost them a TD.
A reminder to America, it's not just men who farm our land, but also more than 1 million farm women who work as their partners to make America's food system one of the most productive on earth. That's something we shouldn't take for granted. Brought to you on behalf of America's farmers by the makers of Dual Herbicide.
They say it takes a big computer company to build a big computer. Sure.
Who else?
But Goodyear said, "Wanna bet?" and built a supercomputer for NASA.
Goodyear did?
Yeah, the aerospace group. Goodyear's computer can add or subtract 6.5 billion times a second. It's one of the world's fastest computers. See what you can do when you don't listen to what they say. Goodyear.
Watch this. I talk, and my words appear on the screen. This is an experimental IBM computer system. It recognizes thousands of words, even words that sound the same. Please write to Mrs. Wright right now. Another innovation from IBM and the most advanced voice recognition system of its kind, period.
Snake River, Wyoming and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. The Snake River means fly fishing for lunker cutthroat trout. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer. Cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer. And smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place. An Old Milwaukee beer.
Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
Fellas, it just doesn't get any better than this.
It's vintage McEnroe. He upset Rendell to get there. John McEnroe takes on second-ranked Boris Becker or Yannick Noah. $150,000 on the line in the AT&T Tennis Challenge Final tomorrow on ABC Sports.
CFA College Football. This ABC Sports exclusive is being brought to you by Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It doesn't get any better than this. And by MCI, communications for the next 100 years.
We go to the second half of play. 14-7. Alabama leading, and Auburn kicks off to the Crimson Tide, and it is a short hanging kick taken on the sidelines at about the 17 by Doug Allen. And Allen comes back across the 30 to the 31. And there they'll go to work. Now Al Trotwick.
Keith, you know, the mascot situation for these two teams is quite confusing. You have an elephant as the mascot of the Crimson Tide, and a war eagle is the mascot of the Auburn Tigers. The war eagle, though, is a very, very important missing element in this game. You see, War Eagle 5 died just before Auburn began this season. It took him quite a long time to replace it with War Eagle 6. They've been training War Eagle 6, but he's not ready to face these crowds yet, and so War Eagle is not here today. Up to you.
We'll introduce you to the Falcon next week at the Air Force Academy. Bobby Humphrey carries over right tackle and picks up a couple of yards out to about the 33. Here are the halftime stats.
As soon as you go to them, look at Alabama. 197 rushing yards. 176 of those come from Bobby Humphrey with 5 runs over 20 yards.
Second down and 8. Shula gives the ball to Doug Allen, the fullback. And Allen crosses the 35 to the 36, where he is thrown down. Fullwood is having what you would consider a good day until you contrast what Brent's done with what Humphrey's done.
A couple of big plays called back by penalty, too, for Auburn. 2 interceptions, of course, for Shula have been critical.
It's third down, 4.5 for the Crimson Tide from their 36. Shula gets his pass off. The pass is complete to Hump. No, it is not. Incomplete up at the 40. When he came down, hit the ground, ball popped loose. And so Alabama will have to punt. I don't think he would have had the first down even if he'd held the ball. Trey Gaines will go deep for Auburn, and Chris Moore will punt. Chris has hit it twice today, 41 and 39 yards. Backs up, now retreats all the way to the 15, squares up and comes back up to about the 25. 47-yard hanging punt by Chris Moore. The wind has not been a factor much, but it's kicking up a little bit right now.
It means be advised. I'm mean, nasty, and tired.
Clint Eastwood, Heartbreak Ridge, rated R. Starts Friday, December 5th.
The jungle shakes, 'cause the mongoose is loose. Tom, the mongoose McEwen, and the Coors Funny Car are out to win. And when the smoke clears, Coors is the one.
1986 Road Atlanta. The Nissan Z's are back to defend their SCCA championship. But this year they didn't just win, they dominated. Paul Newman and Jim Fitzgerald 1-2 once again in their 300ZXs in the top GT1 class. Scott Sharp leads the Z Parade in a 1-5 finish in the GT2. In all, 2 national championships, 8 top 3 finishes. Drive a 300ZX yourself. Know what being first is. The winner is 300ZX. The name is Nissan.
Well, I guarantee you that'll be a lively household for years to come. Especially on this day. It is first down Auburn, just short of their own 25. A.G. and Fullwood behind Berger. Little mix-up. Fullwood late getting the ball from Berger. And will pick up about 1 yard on the carry where Kurt Jarvis nails him down. Jarvis had a big day in the trenches.
Auburn actually has had better field position starting these drives than has Alabama. But you see the results.
Auburn losing that 1 touchdown on a penalty. Second down 9. Berger has time to throw over the middle, incomplete, intercepted. Freddie Robinson, number 21, the left corner. The ball was overthrown to Lawyer Tillman. Alabama has effectively taken Tillman out of the ball game so far. And Robinson makes a juggling interception at the Auburn 48.
The old tip drill, they're going after that big receiver again, Lawyer Tillman. It's play action. Now watch Cornelius Bennett to the left of your screen. He's coming back. Berger can feel that pressure. Throws it high, off the fingertips, and here's the tip drill. Look how Freddie Robinson comes back and gets possession of that football.
So it's an opportunity for Alabama now. Starting at the Auburn 48. Shula gives it to Doug Allen to the 45.
Allen,
Kurt Crane, most of that tackle for Auburn. He had 8 in the first half. And you see now the Tigers with 2 turnovers in the ball game.
Which is very unusual. They're plus 21 in the giveaway takeaway column.
They send Bell and Richardson both now to the top of the picture. Little different alignment. Doug Allen carries it to the 40. And they'll be looking at third down about 2.5 as Kurt Crane and Ed Phillips make the tackle for the Tigers. Just starting the third quarter. Alabama getting this opportunity as a result of an overthrown pass by Berger that was intercepted.
Watch Crane reacting to the football. Alabama loaded up all the heavyweights down here on the left side and then went back to the short side of the field with the fullback. Get a chance. Take a look at Big Joe King. He's over 300 pounds now.
This is Humphrey. Caught behind the line of scrimmage. Number 99, Nate Hill from LaGrange, Georgia. Brings him down for the loss and brings in the Alabama punter.
I say watch King that time. He's over 300 pounds, but Nate Hill ran right by him.
Nobody back deep for Auburn yet. Now Trey Gaines comes hustling in from the sidelines and stands back at the 10. No pressure on Moore as he tries to knuckle it up there and hang it. And he is successful, forcing a fair catch by Trey Gaines at the Auburn 14-yard line. A 27-yard punt, but if you just look at the yardage on that one, it would be misleading. It was most efficient.
We're MCI. Thousands of people pulling together to give you the best in the communications business. MCI competes with fiber optics, in place now, for superior call quality and data transmission. Our competition is good. We have to be better. And because we compete, you win. MCI. Communications for the next 100 years.
Do you have anything in aviation?
The Army's most technical training
Are there any openings in communications?
is also the Army's most popular training.
I'd really like computers.
So it pays to have a reservation.
Electronics.
If you qualify, you can get a guaranteed reservation for the training you want up to 12 months in advance, even if you're still in high school.
We'll see you after graduation.
Find your future in the arms.
Congratulations.
All right, the Auburn band whooping it up on the sidelines, trying to generate some of that energy out onto the field of their football team. Trailing 14-7. They start this possession at their own 14. In the first half, they had good field position most of the time. Berger pitches to Fullwood. He took that first hit, kept his balance, turned around, ball comes loose. Alabama's recovered a fumble. And it's 3 turnovers. 3 for Auburn. Cliff Thomas came out of there with it. An old second effort.
Thomas came out of it, but the play was made by Cole. Tommy Cole, the defensive tackle. Boy, what a play he made.
So Alabama now with a golden opportunity to increase their lead, getting possession of the ball at the Auburn 16-yard line.
Here it is. Watch 51, Tommy Cole. He's got containment. He sits, comes in and makes a good hit.
And Shula gives to Humphrey, and Humphrey gets to maybe the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Now Doug Allen comes trotting on the field as Humphrey will try to get his hat back on. Bobby grew up just across the street from Legion Field. I mean, literally across the street.
Used to sell Cokes just so he could get in here and watch the game.
Okay, the hat's in place, and it's 2nd down and 10. Humphrey's going right. And Auburn handles it as he cuts it back inside for a couple of yards. Ron Stallworth and Kurt Crane. And Crane's tackle totals now getting into the double figures.
You You know what's great about that story about growing up right across the street and selling Cokes here at Legion Field is the fact that he used to always ask for the upper deck. He'd sell the Cokes in the upper deck so he could see the game. He said if he sold them down near the bottom, he'd get tangled up and couldn't see through all the people and the players.
3rd down and 7. Bueller goes to the tight end, Howard Cross. And Cross can't come up with it. Howard comes up with a little temper as he got tangled up with Andre Bruce. Everything Bruce did was legal. Now Van Tiffen will get a call on 4th down. He'll put his tee at the 19. 29-yard field goal try. His first try today. Knapp missed one from 29. When you look for kicking records in the Alabama library, you find Van Tiffen's name all over it. I think they're short a man, aren't they? There's number 63 finally getting out on the field and in position. Now they've got 11. And Van Tiffen's kick is good. It didn't appear to have all that much authority on it, but it's through the upright, and it's 17-7 Alabama.
For quality and value, it's always been Nissan leading the way, and it still is, with this $630 Value Plus package at no extra cost to you. Get this tough step bumper, sliding rear window, dual outside mirrors, and much more. A $630 package on king cab, long bed, and regular bed 4x2s at no extra cost. For a hard body, tough truck with all these extras, the name is Nissan.
With the Hayes modem, a sales manager can check inventories in manufacturing or track shipments through the mainframe across the country. A lawyer can get precedents to prepare a brief. A farmer can check commodity prices to determine when to sell. And an investor can get the information he needs from Dow Jones, Dun & Bradstreet, or even the government. The Hayes modem. It's like fitting a 10,000-book library in a 10-inch case.
A couple of high-powered Joes, key players in one of the season's key matchups. The New York Giants and the San Francisco 49ers, Monday night.
10-point lead for the Tide now. That time remaining in the 3rd quarter, 9:03, and Van Tiffen getting ready to kick it off. 13 out of 16 in field goals this year. He's going to kick it to James Joseph, deep for Auburn. There's some wind down on the field now. He's catching the ball, holds it up. Joseph takes it at the 14, pops it to the sidelines, and brings it back across the 35 to the 36. And here's Al Trotwig.
If you remember, a couple of weeks ago, the pit band taught me how to play the trumpet. I'm expanding my horizons with the band from Auburn, saxophone. Can you hold that? Thank you. Ready? Here we go.
Does it hurt?
It looks like it does.
They put him back on the 31 where he originally stepped out of bounds. 5 yards farther back up the field as Berger puts the ball in the air intended for Lawyer Tillman. And there's nothing there. Derek Thomas over on the double coverage. They have really been all over Tillman today.
Derek Thomas almost had himself an interception. They were playing in a zone defense. He rolled back into that area, that hook zone, and the ball was just thrown over his fingertips.
Now, the ball was snapped on the 31. Now it's sitting on the 32. On 2nd and 10. Dumps it off to the fullback. Tommy Agee gets a block on the corner and is close to a first down. And Jeff Berger is shaken up as Anthony Smith came up the middle and got him. It does go for a first down. You see Berger walking around there, his shirt twisted around him.
He's wearing a chest protector, protecting his ribs. Here comes 94. That's Smith. got a pretty good lick on him, and he came up looking out of his ear hole, but it was set up nicely on the screen, and Agee made a nice play out of it.
Jan Coward out there helping to lead the blocking. First down for Auburn. Vincent Harrison at fullback. The ball at the 44-yard line. And Brent Bullwood can find no place to go. There were 3 people over there. Cliff Thomas was the first man to get to him, number 99 in red.
I think he had the table next to ours last night. My.
Second down and 10. Call it closer to the 43 now as the ball's moved back just a bit on the mark. And Bullwood still looking for some daylight, and there just isn't anything out there right now. Wayne Davis, number 58. And Kurt Jarvis, 95. Doing the job. 7 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. Alabama leading Auburn by a score of 17-7. Auburn is headed to the Citrus Bowl to play Southern California, which is beating Notre Dame today so far. And Alabama will either go to the Sun Bowl, or if LSU should lose to Tulane tonight, the possibility still exists, Alabama could go to the Sugar Bowl. Berger steps away from the pressure, throws as Davis gets to him. Penalty flag is down. The pass is incomplete.
Berger is slow getting up again as well.
He's taken 2 good licks in the last 3 plays.
Keith, while we wait for the penalty, you were talking about the bowls. You know, Auburn accepted the Citrus Bowl bid.
Decline. Fourth down. There was a hold against Auburn, declined by Alabama, forcing Auburn into punt.
Here's the replay again. Berger, who's been really under some pressure, steps back into the pocket. He thought he was going to get hit and almost lost his balance, then had to throw it off, but there is the hit.
Ryan Schulman into punt, 33 and 48, his 2 kicks today. This is another good one. He's a sophomore from Brentwood, Tennessee, and it bounds into the end zone. And will come back to the 20, 55-yard punt for Brian Schulman. 6:47 to go, third quarter.
This is where we make the new 3M surgical clipper by Remington. Hospitals are now using this advanced product, replacing blades, to shave patients for surgery safely and comfortably. You can also benefit from Remington's advanced technology. This charger stand keeps the Remington microscreen rechargeable continually charged. It never needs a cord, and it shaves as close as a blade, or your money back. And the Lady Remington rechargeable also shaves without a cord. Advanced shaving technology, only from Remington.
Ollie, didn't you see that sign? I can't even see out this windshield. Would these help? Of course they would.
Get $1 back on Anco winter blades. But hurry, winter's right around the corner.
How's that, Ollie? Much better. Now I can see the ski slope. Ski slope! Oh! Hold on! Ollie, I didn't know you could slalom.
Anco winter blades, to see your way clear.
It's a showdown out west. The BYU Cougars, with their explosive air attack, will try to ground their conference rivals, Air Force. Coverage begins with college football today, next Saturday.
Alabama's band and Alabama's ball on their 20, first down. Tide leading 17-7. Shula turns and hands it to Humphrey. And out to the 23. He carried the ball a lot in the LSU ball game and fumbled it a couple of times. One time down around the goal line.
Keith, the point I was going to make before that commercial about Auburn, they accepted that Citrus Bowl bid 30 minutes before the Orange Bowl extended a bid to the Tigers. Pat Dye said the Citrus is it. I gave my word, which is admirable enough. But it cost the school about $1.5 million.
$1.5 million difference. Second down and 7. This is Humphrey. Puts his head down and goes into the stack for about a yard. He ran right into Kurt Crane. And no give for Mr. Crane. Alabama's possessions in this half, 3. They've scored 3 points, but they have not picked up the first down. Ball is just short of the 25. It's third down and about 5.5. But at the same time, Auburn has been unable to move at all against the Alabama defense here in the third quarter. Shula back to pass. Swings it out to Humphrey coming out of the backfield, and he will have his first down as he got just past the marker by a yard. Auburn coming into this game had been giving, what would you say, 200 yards, 204 yards per game or something like that?
Who's that, Auburn?
Yeah.
Auburn's defense has been giving up 98 yards rushing a game and only 10 points.
Alabama's found some creases today so far. First down from the 31. 5:27 to go in the third quarter. And this is Doug Allen. And Allen having a big day. Kevin Porter, for the second time, makes the play on that sideline and shoves Allen out of bounds.
Auburn better shut the door right now or this thing could get out of hand. 17-7 ball game with 5:19 remaining in the third period. Keep in mind, though, this game had 4 lead changes in the second half last year.
That's Crowley. It's second down, a half yard for Alabama. And they go for the first down with Allen carrying, and he gets it up about the 44. A crowd of 75,808 watching today at Legion Field. And Kurt Crane gets one more tackle. Yeah, you're right, Tim. If Alabama grinds one out here, look out. Now on first down, you've got Richardson and Bell, both to the bottom of the picture. Stay with Humphrey. And he's to the 49. Pick up 5 yards. When you're doing 5 yards on first down, you're in pretty good shape. Humphrey now, 23 carries and 185 yards.
That was one of those runs where he just grabbed some shirt tails and said, hang on. He didn't have to do much to follow the big lineman. You know, we were talking about the point differential in these games and how close they've always been. This series started in 1892, and over the 50-game series, the average point difference is just 4 points per game.
This is Allen. And he's close to another Alabama first down before Benji Rowland can bring him down. Well, they had a 40-odd year interruption in the series. There have been all kinds of tales told about it, but actually what caused the break in relations from 1908 through 1947 was that they got into an argument about money. Auburn wanted to bring 22 players to the game and $3.50 a day for expenses, and Alabama wanted 20 players and $3 a day. Alabama wanted northern officials, Auburn southern officials, and they got into a hassle over it and ceased relations for 40 years. Mike Shula, quarterback sneak, and picks up what appears to be the first down.
Things are getting pretty heated between the two right now off the field. Wanting to move the game, and golly, I hope they never end this series. It's one of college football's all-time greats.
I'm sure the city of Birmingham hopes they don't too, because it's a big payday for this city. Shula got his first down. And the ball now located at the Auburn 46. So the Tide taking over at the 20, crunching it out, using the clock, grinding up the time. 3:20 to go, third quarter. They lead 17-7. This is Allen, penalty flag. As Allen turns around the corner to the 35 of Auburn.
Looks like it's going to be holding. It is.
Alabama. So that'll back them up 10. Here's Al.
Keith, it'll cost you $15 to sit in row 63 at Legion Field, which is our best seat in the house, simply because you have a roof over your head when it's raining. Now, you think you can't see the scoreboard, but we have our own little private scoreboard, and then look at the view of the field. It doesn't get any better than this. 50-yard line for $15 for the game in Alabama. Back to you.
First down.
I hope you've got a flight jacket on. Things were going there for a moment. The ball comes back to the Alabama 45 now on the 10-yard penalty. Wiping out what appeared to be about a 10-yard run by Allen. So it's 1st and 20. Little shovel pass, and Allen was clogged up in the middle there by Ron Stallworth, 92, and banged into him and one of his own players and couldn't get away.
Looked like he fell over John Frumorgan.
Yeah, Frumorgan and Stallworth are tangled up in the middle, and it is Stallworth who is shaken up right now.
Watch this now. It's the old Utah pass. If it's dropped, it's not a forward lateral. It's a incomplete pass. But here's 76 now. 76 is Frumorgan, and he's locked on his block, Stallworth. And see how he just trips over him? Bobby just got caught up in there and fell over Frumorgan. Stallworth has protective braces on both knees.
He's going to have to leave because of one of them right now. It might be an ankle, though, the way he's holding his foot.
What is Frumorgan? German?
Yes.
Guten Morgen. Morgen means morning, right?
Fresh morning. Pretty morning. First of the day. Ball up on the 48, 2nd down. At about 17. Game's kind of quieted down for a little bit here. They were ripping it pretty well there in the first half for a while, but here in the 3rd quarter, the defenses have begun to take a hold of things. Auburn's defense right now really needs to take a hold of things because Alabama's just eating up the clock. 2:24 to go in the 3rd quarter. Shula, incomplete, intended for Angelo Stafford. Puts it up high in the air, and that's about the 3rd time today that Mike has been high with the ball. Time permitting, you'll see the Tyson-Burbick fight. Won't take a lot of time. Win a round and a half.
Youngest champion ever. It's getting soggy in here now.
Yeah, that little light rain just continues to fall. And on 3rd and long, Shula rolls from the pressure, gets it off down the middle, and the pass is incomplete. Greg Richardson and Bobby Humphrey were both in the neighborhood, but neither could get to it, and Alabama will have to punt. Trey Gaines is the deep man. Chris Moore to punt.
Gaines, deep.
Wind seems quiet. High kick, and Gaines calls fair catch and fumbles the football and then dives after it and appears to have controlled it. And now let's join Jim Lampley for a moment.
And Keith, this is action from last week's WBC World Heavyweight Championship fight, Mike Tyson's KO of Trevor Burbick. You'll be seeing this after the game in its entirety, along with a live visit from Mike Tyson, who will talk about his first heavyweight championship at age 20, his prospects for the future. If time permits, we'll have that after the game. Keith?
From the 21, Auburn goes to work, 1st down. Tim Jesse is the tailback. He's got the ball, bounces outside, breaks into the clear, and was close to going all the way. Ricky Thomas brought him down. So they put in some fresh legs, and it produces a 19-yard gain.
I want you to watch 55 in red, though. That's Derek Thomas, the outside linebacker. He gets hung up with number 86. See that right there? That's Walter Reeves, the tight end. They get tied up, which leaves the corner open. And by that time, it looks like it's too late for Cooper, the cornerback, number 20, to come up and make the play.
Benson Harris is in at fullback. He has the ball, goes banging up the middle, and picks up 5 yards. What about Stallworth? And the knee, ankle, what was it? Al Trombley.
Well, Keith, I just went by Ron Stallworth. The doctor checked out the knee to make sure it wasn't moving unnaturally. He looked up and told Ron it looked pretty good. Why don't we tape it and give it a shot? And that's what they're going to do.
Thank you. Second down and 5 with a minute and 12 to go in the third period. And Tommy Agee comes back in at fullback for the Tigers. And Jeff Berger lost the ball coming off the snap and covers it. He's a junior out of Cedartown. Pretty good size, 6-footer, 205.
I'll tell you something else that may have an impact in this ball game. Cornelius Bennett, you know, he missed the first 2 games with a badly pulled right hamstring. And that thing is taped heavily right now. It looks like the right hamstring is causing him some problems again. He's trying to go, but he has been slow. See the tape?
Hamstrings take a long time to heal. Boy, they are tough. Third down and 7. Berger's pass is away to Jesse, loses his footing and goes down. And a penalty flag. Let's see what we've got here. Cornelius Bennett was the man putting the pressure on the quarterback, Berger. We got a personal foul call against Alabama.
They're going to say he was spearing, using his helmet as a weapon.
It's a first down. Big penalty, 15 yards. Out to just about the 49-yard line.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Defense. First down.
Here it comes right here. Here's the end of the play. They called that spearing. Didn't even make contact. If he had made contact, it would have been spearing because he did come in head first, but it looked like he missed it. Most penalized team in the history of the school of Alabama.
On first down, Berger gets some protection this time. Throws complete down around the 34-yard line to Lawyer Tillman. And he had to drill that one between defenders, the second catch by Tillman.
Watch Lawyer Tillman. He's 6'4", 218 pounds. Now, he leads the SEC in average yards per catch with an incredible average of 21 yards through 10 games. 6 touchdowns. Just a quick out pattern, but he makes a big target.
And it's first down Auburn now at the Alabama 34 and 8 seconds to play in the third quarter. That goes down the middle to Walter Reeves, the tight end, and he picks up 8 with that catch, and the third quarter is over. So we've got 15 minutes to play in the Iron Bowl in Legion Field, Birmingham, Alabama.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
Wait, Mom, everybody wants to say goodbye. My family loves this cordless phone from Radio Shack. I got it on sale for just $69.95. Saved $30. It's really convenient. No cord in the way, and you can dial out or answer from anywhere in the house. Even redial a last number call with one touch. Hey, Merry Christmas, Mom. Oh, and thanks for the tie.
The ET395 cordless phone. Sale price for Christmas. Only at Radio Shack.
Who says a guy and his family have to drive a family car they don't like? Not Nissan Stanza. Like who says you can't have road sedan room and still afford braces? Happy, guys?
Happy.
There. Who says you can't have road sedan style and comfort and a great shape? Happy, honey?
Happy.
Who says you can't have all the luxuries, all the amenities, and still have enough for the finer things? Happy with your Stanza, Fred? Happy.
The quality and value of Stanza. The name is Nissan.
Sunday.
Planning on going somewhere. No one has ever escaped from Alcatraz, and no one ever will.
Tuesday night we go. Clint Eastwood, Escape from Alcatraz, Sunday.
The world is filled with financial opportunities, but with interest rates, tax laws, and market conditions constantly changing, what's right for today may not be right for tomorrow. At AmSouth, we have a knack for searching out the right products at just the right time, like our new variable rate CD, innovative lines of credit, stocks and bonds. So for financial opportunities that bear fruit in an ever-changing environment, let AmSouth give you a hand.
On the one hand, we're a network of sophisticated communications technology. On the other, We're a network of people making that technology work for you and your business. Together, we're South Central Bell. If you're looking for the right answers to your complex communications needs, there's one name you need to remember.
South Central Bell.
Call on us.
Throb, Saturday night at 7.
All right, who's the strongest in the fourth quarter? A 17-7 ball game. Alabama leads, and Auburn now. Second down and 3. Give it to Fullwood. He pops out of there. He's on the way. Touchdown! Last 7 carries, he'd gained only 10 yards with a fumble, and all of a sudden he explodes, and Auburn's back in the ball game. Knapp's extra point kick is good.
This is the 10th rush of the game, over 18 yards. It's just a sweep, but watch the cut he makes right here. He sees a hole that wasn't even there yet. Anticipation, gets a block and cuts to the outside. Then he breaks that tackle from Kendrick, the free safety, and outraces the cornerback to the goal line. Here it is again. Watch the cutback. See, there's no hole there right now, but he's going that direction anyway. And then gets his block from Agee, and then watch this. It's a sprint to the corner, and Fullwood makes it. This game's so much like last year's, it's scary.
Auburn's 2 touchdowns in the ball game. First play of the second quarter, and now the first play of the fourth quarter. And they had one wiped out by a penalty. It's 17-14 now, with 14:53 to go.
Same story, just told a different way. Last year was Bo Jackson. This year it's Fullwood. People forget Fullwood was the leading rusher for this team in 1984. It wasn't Bo Jackson.
Knapp will kick off, and Humphrey will return it for Alabama. I think Bobby lost sight of the ball and had it bounce right in front of him and picks it up and comes back to about the 25. On this factor of fourth quarter, here's what Ray Perkins told him yesterday.
I think our guys have got confidence. I think our guys have got the confidence that in any ball game, not just this one, but I think they've got a confidence about ourselves as a football team that, hey, we're just not going to be denied in the fourth quarter. And one of the reasons for that is that they have done that. They have had experience at doing that. And I think that's the number one key.
Alabama starts just short of the 25. First down, leading now by 3, and pitch it to Bobby Humphrey, coming around the corner. He's tough, but he's carried the ball a lot today.
Somebody has to get to the Auburn outside people. They've got to tell them right now, with 14:39 left in the ball game, you've got to start closing that down. You can't let them have the corner. Take that step across, inside out leverage, force it back into where the pursuit is. You let Humphrey outside, he'll kill you.
Bobby comes out now, and Jelks goes in, replacing him. Sophomore from Gadsden. Speedster. First down, Alabama. Just over the 35. Inside, Doug Allen. And Allen is close to another first down. He bounced up around the 46. But they won't give him that much. They'll give him the 44.
Again, I focus your attention to Alabama's rushing yardage. 234 rushing yards. That's been one key. And then the turnovers, of course. Auburn's had 3 of them, while Alabama's had 4 penalties for 46 yards.
Second down, 2 for the Tide. They're on 44. Allen goes for the first down and looks to have it as Kurt Crane grabs him as he goes by and throws him down. Crane went to Memphis State. He is from Birmingham, transferred down to Auburn, and is the team's leading tackler.
He had an amazing 26 tackles against Georgia. He's been in double figures in tackles 8 times in 10 games. I'll tell you how active he is.
First down Tide, their own 47. Penalty flag. Allen with the ball. Auburn may get dinged here with an offside. Looked like the outside backer, Bruce, may have hit the neutral zone too soon. That's right. Better off with a play, aren't you? Because you've got a first down.
Defense. Decline.
You know, Bruce leads this team in tackles for losses with 6 for 18 yards. That time he tried to anticipate it, wanted to make a big play, and came across too quickly.
Now the ball is at the Auburn 42 with Bo Wright in at fullback for the first time today, giving Doug Allen some rest. And this is Jelks. Pops out of there, and he is on his way. Knocked out at the 3. Kevin Porter saved the TD for Auburn. And there's a penalty flag downfield where he was pushed out of bounds. You could have somebody pushing in the back. Nope, it's a clip. And it's against Alabama. Ooh, that hurts.
That not only hurts, but it negates a tremendous play by Wes Neighbors, the center. He's playing with a broken hand. He had the block that sprung him loose.
So that'll back him up. Instead of having the ball first and goal at the Auburn 3, they're going to come back 15.
Watch the guy right in front of number 11. It's Wes Neighbors, 54. He fires off. Now watch him go after the linebacker here. See 54? And here comes the runner, Jelks. Wes Neighbors. Wes Neighbors threw the block that just sprung him.
So the ball on the clip comes back to the Auburn 18, where it is first down for Alabama.
Richardson was the one with the clip.
Humphreys back in. The tailback has the ball. And a good defensive play by Kurt Crane. Crane firing through the crack. Took the legs away from Humphrey.
Crane made the tackle.
Let's see if we can see the clip that negated the run by Jelks. Here it is, the top of your screen. Richardson, the push in the back.
Humphrey will have a yard on that carry. It'll be second down and 9 at the Auburn 17.
You know what makes Crane's play so spectacular that time? It was the fact that he was the guy Wes Neighbors took out about 20 yards the play before, and he came right back to make a big play.
Humphrey again cuts it against the grain, and will go down at the 13-yard line where Andre Bruce puts the tackle on him with 12 minutes and 18 seconds to play. And Humphrey now has passed 200 yards. He has had 3 200-plus games this year. He's now at 202, and there's another flag.
This is what's hurt Alabama all year. Most penalized team in the history of the school, and again, it pulls them back.
Dead ball, delay, ball spin, still second down.
So now it moved from the Auburn 3. They take away that gain by Humphrey. It'll back him up to 197. He's yet to get to 200 today. Second down from the 22. Shula to Richardson, dropped it. That may have been the hardest ball Mike's thrown all day, and he hit him right in the hands with it. Greg could pull it in. 17-14, Alabama by 3, and 12:01 to play.
Boy, he had him wide open, too. Like in basketball, wide open 10-foot jumper. say it's the most difficult shot when you're not covered.
Auburn short a man on defense, I think. Schuler rolling her out. Keeps it and is knocked out of bounds at the 21. Two Auburn men went off. One came back, and I don't know whether they were at 10 or whether they wound up with 12. But apparently nobody had time to count them, so there's no flag.
There's only 10 out there right now.
Van Tiffin is in to try a 39-yard field goal. He hit one from 29. From this distance, he's 3 for 3 for the year. He's 13 out of 16 in field goals this season. Plenty of leg. And no good. He missed it. And the Auburn folks take heart with 11 minutes and 47 seconds to play in the game.
You know, Jerry, sometimes I take you for granted. You're a terrific husband, a great golfer, and a super salesman.
Hey, Beth, what is this?
A financial genius. You're not.
Well, I got an idea. Why don't we get some advice?
You put a lot into life. You deserve to get the most out of it. We can help.
Mike Stone, New York Life.
Jerry Carrera.
Jerry.
My wife, Beth.
At New York Life, we have the resources to make the most of your resources. We offer a range of financial opportunities, including mutual funds, universal life, IRAs, and limited partnerships.
Jerry, you are making the right choice. Beth,
Don't settle for less than you deserve.
I know.
Get the most out of life with New York Life.
He beat Yvonne Lendl to get there. John McEnroe takes on Boris Becker or Yannick Noah in the AT&T Tennis Challenge Final tomorrow on ABC Sports.
Well, there are all the numbers that matter right now. Auburn has the ball first down at their own 22-yard line. Their two touchdowns have come after drives of 73 and 79 yards. Ball goes inside to Vincent Harris. The penalty flag is on the field. The gain appears to be no more than a yard. Maybe two. So Auburn had all the time in the world to talk things over during that timeout. And they come out on their first play and get a procedure call. That's a big 5 yards.
If I was Auburn, I'd come back out and go back to Reeves, the tight end. That set up the running play for Fullwood.
Agee is back in there at fullback. This got pass all over it. To the sidelines and caught out of bounds by Trey Gaines, or is it good? They're going to give it to him. Up at the... One guy standing on 27 and one's on the 26. Which one is correct? 26. Chris Good was the Alabama man trying to defend on the play, and it was very close. In college football, remember, you only have to have 1 foot down.
Trey Gaines, 19. He was close. Here comes the ball. Here's the pressure. We'll get back to that.
That's the first catch of the day, the first time Gaines has seen the ball. It's second down and 6. This is Fullwood bouncing outside. He's going to have his first down. Caught from behind by Wayne Davis. Otherwise, he might still be running.
Fullwood's hurt.
He was twisted. He grabbed him by the shirt, and as he went down, Fullwood was twisted. What a crushing blow that would be to the Auburn Hopes with 11 minutes and 24 seconds to play in the ball game, and their team trailing by 3.
Here's the end of the play now. This is where his jersey is grabbed, right there. Wayne Davis, the linebacker, and just yanked him down.
He's going to have to leave for a moment. Fullwood, 15 carries and 109 yards in the ball game.
I think the jersey choked him.
Back goes Berger to throw it. Gets it away. Pass is good with the tight end. He must have heard you, Walter Reeves. And that's good for a first down, appears to be.
They can throw to that tight end. They can do it successfully. It'll set up the run. As you look at Fullwood, that man right there set a national high school record, returning 3 kickoffs for touchdowns in one game. They need him.
It's like one of the coaches checked with him to see if he's all right, see if he's ready to go back. First down on the pass play, and penalty flag, stop it. That was Tim Jesse and the tailback position carrying. Looked like somebody moved on the right side of that line. Yep. So concentration broke down for the second time in this possession. And 11:07 remained to play in the ball game. And let's pause 5 seconds to allow our local stations to identify themselves.
You're watching WBRC 6, Birmingham.
Procedure. Offense. First down.
41-yard line. Auburn's ball, first down and 15. Berger's pass down the middle, caught by the tight end Reeves. Drops at the 48. He's hit 6 passes in a row. Nothing big, but they've been effective.
We said they had to go to the tight end Reeves. Boy, keep going to him until they shut it down. He slides into the linebackers. He's big, he's tall, he makes a good target, he's got good hands. Until they come up and force that and shut it down and start knocking Reeves around, keep going back to it. It also loosens up the middle, makes those linebackers conscious of the tight end, and then you can slip the running back in there on a rushing play. Fullwood's back in.
Might also give Tillman a little room. Second down and 8. This is Fullwood. And he certainly looks healthy enough as he's down to about the 46, close to the 45. Kermit Kendrick, the man with the first hit.
Brent Fullwood has gone the entire gamut while at Auburn. He's been frustrated, he's been homesick, he left, he came back, he's quiet, but he's squared away now. He has a family, a wife, a baby. He's matured into a truly quality player.
On the Alabama 46, third down and 2.5. Fullwood, fighting, gets the first down. He was almost down in the backfield. Greg Gilbert almost had him, but couldn't hold him.
Fullwood is not small. He weighs 210 pounds, and he got this on his own. Talk about leg drive. Look at him. High stepping over tacklers. Now it's just him. Blood and guts to get across that first down marker. And he's hurt again.
Yeah, it looks like an ankle or a knee now as the chains are brought on to check the first down, and it is a first down. And Fullwood is out one more time.
Fullwood's been playing his heart out. And they're working on that left knee.
Jesse is back in at tailback for Auburn. Ball just inside the Alabama 44. Berger will throw on first down. Pass is away and incomplete, intended for Jesse out of the backfield. This man is the story right now for the Auburn Tigers.
Here's Fullwood. Watch him start high stepping here. Came down, almost looked like it locked on him there, but he kept kicking and high stepping and going through for the first. Hard to see with the left leg.
It's second down and 10 for Auburn. Mix up. Tillman down, straight down, and Berger throws outside. Incomplete. So they were not on the same wavelength.
I'll tell you what, too. Derek Thomas, the linebacker, Really put Reeves' head on a swivel that time. We said go ahead to the tight end until they stop it. Thomas that time went and just laid a lick on it before the ball was thrown. Reeves now will start looking for the linebacker. He won't be as easy a target.
Meantime, you've got 9:15 to play in a 3-point ball game, and it's 3rd and 10 for Auburn. Pressure coming. Good protection. Berger's pass is away for Tillman. He's got it inside the 25, down to the 21. He caught it between double coverage.
You're right, it was double coverage. Watch Tillman. Now, we told you that he made acrobatic catches. Barishnikov and cleats, 6'4". This time it's concentration all the way. The ball is well thrown. Here's the coverage, 2 men there, and he still goes up and makes the catch and comes down with it. Oh, Shannon and Robinson had him fairly well covered.
First down, Auburn, Alabama 21. And Jesse drops the ball, fumbles it away, and finally recovers it back on the 31. So the pitch back to Jesse gets away, and Auburn's lucky to keep the ball.
This is 2 weeks in a row we've seen teams that don't put the ball on the ground very often not being able to hold on to it. Now this club is plus 21 in giveaway takeaway ratio, which means they don't fumble it very often. He never really had it. Couldn't get control of it.
No, never did. And then Thomas banged into him, and he almost gave it up for good. Fullwood is back in, sore knee and all, and Agent's got to hustle to get off the field. Second down, 20. Penalty flag as Berger steps away from the pressure. Throws, ball is dropped by Tillman. A very difficult try by Lawyer. And he's shaken up on the play, and let's see about the penalty.
He may have had the wind knocked out of him. He came down hard.
Offside, Alabama. Al, what can you tell us about Fullwood's injury?
Well, Keith, the doctor left it up to Fullwood himself. They moved the knee around a little bit, didn't seem to be too serious, but I'll tell you what, you're looking at a man who has a tremendous amount of desire to play in this game and a lot of courage, too. He was in a lot of pain, even just taking normal steps on the sidelines, and perhaps a look to de-emphasize his role just for a few plays so he gets his game legs back together.
All right, the penalty now 5 yards, moves the ball to the 26 of Alabama, where it is second down and 15. And that's 7 flags for 71 yards on the time. Berger throwing. Throws for Tillman, intercepted at the 4-yard line. A fight for the ball, and Kermit Kendrick comes down with it. Berger didn't get enough on it. He throws it a little higher. Tillman may have pulled it in, but this time Kermit Kendrick outfights him for the ball.
He shouldn't have thrown it, though. Watch Tillman now. Tillman will roll into double coverage again. It's zone. See the linebacker now staying in his zone area, but now you go into the safety and the cornerback. Look at this now. There's no seam there. His ball should not have been thrown. The man to go to that time was underneath. It was Fullwood, who was the safety valve, 10 yards over the middle. He was wide open.
3rd interception and 4th turnover for Auburn.
Introducing the new Nissan Maxima, the only sedan in the world with A-Class luxury and Z-Class performance. With the comfort of body-hugging sports seats, power windows and sunroof, 3-way adjustable shocks, and the performance of 0 to 55 in 7.5 seconds. The new Nissan Maxima SE, from A to Z in a class by itself. The luxury and performance is Maxima. The name is Nissan.
Rob, do you work out?
Yeah, I belong to a club. Here's your Coors Light.
Yeah, I'm thinking about joining a club, but can't seem to find a good enough reason.
See the club, Rob?
Yeah.
Oh, what's the name of that club?
No slowing down
Rob?
with the silver bullet tonight. Why don't you use a food processor?
They're too big, too complicated, and too hard to clean.
Not the Oscar from Sunbeam.
Cute.
It's easy to use.
Quick. Powerful. It's even easy to clean.
Oscar from Sunbeam. Make someone's holiday special.
Tonight's Revolutionary War games leave a friend dead.
There may be some things that you don't know about your good old buddy.
A murder mystery on Spencer for Hire.
there are the coaches. Pat Dye on the left, Ray Perkins on the right. Auburn's balloon now a little limp after that turnover, their fourth. And Mike Shula takes possession at quarterback as the Tide moves it from the 4-yard line, and Doug Allen quickly picks up 7 out to 11, where Kurt Crane brings it down.
The interception, I think, was just a lack of patience. They tried to go for too much. You see Fullwood come through the line there, and he's wide open now. See 22 there? Not a soul around him. Instead, Berger tries to go deep to Tillman. And there's nowhere to throw it.
Second down and 3 as they got 7 yards on the carry by the fullback, and he's got about 7 more as he comes up to the 18 and picks up a first down before Kevin Porter brings him down. So they're grinding it out now and getting out in some operating room. Allen with 68 yards on 13 carries, and next week to the Rocky Mountains we go for BYU and Air Force. BYU playing at San Diego State tonight. San Diego State at 7-3. Their losses to UCLA, Stanford, and Air Force. BYU trying to get another championship in the Western Athletic Conference. First down for Alabama. Here's the pitch to Humphrey. This time they handle him as he tries to sweep it out there. Benji Rowland and Kevin Porter. If Alabama wins this ball game, they will tie with LSU for the conference championship, but LSU beat Alabama, and unless the Bayou Bengals should lose to Tulane, the general feeling seems to be the Super Bowl is going to pick LSU.
Tracy Rocker's limping around down there for Auburn. Auburn's defensive tackle number 74.
He's been fairly quiet today, you know that?
He's hurting right now. I'd run right at him.
That's not nice. Humphrey cuts it back into the middle on second down and 8, and we'll pick up a yard or so. And the clock shows 6 minutes and 10 seconds.
Did you see who made that tackle? It was Tracy Rocker.
That's right. And now Humphrey has 200 yards in the ball game.
Watch Rocker. He's limping, obviously. Even when he's running here down the line of scrimmage, he's limping, but he gets there, makes the play, and he does it with some authority.
Ball is at the 22, where it is 3rd and 7. Haven't used Bell much today. Bo Wright's the fullback, and Shula doesn't like the circumstances and spends a timeout with 5 minutes and 43 seconds to play in the game.
A Ranger never takes the easy way out.
You're reaching deep inside you for things you've never known. Go!
That's why getting into the Rangers is tough, and the training is tough.
Be all that you can be.
So it makes me feel like I'm part of something really special.
Be all that you can be.
And I'm not the only one.
Find your future in the Army.
So the issue is clear. Sony Video 8, the system of the future, or VHS-C, the compromise of the past. Now, as we've seen, the new Sony Handycam with autofocus and zoom gives you a measurably better picture, far superior sound, twice the recording time, and on Sony video cassettes, your memories are safe. While on VHS-C, they could be fleeting. I rest my case.
The Sony Video 8 system. Judge for yourself. A couple of high-powered Joes, key players in one of the season's key matchups. The New York Giants and the San Francisco 49ers, Monday night.
Right now, with 5:43 to play in this game, I have to suggest to you that it's Auburn mistakes that have kept them in this posture. 4 turnovers and then losing a touchdown on a penalty. That's the hard part of it, isn't it, when you have yourself to blame. Nobody ever wins, somebody loses. 3rd down and 7 for Alabama. Big play here. With Auburn's to get the ball back. They hand it off on a little delay to Bobby Humphrey, and the Packers handle him at the 25, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Auburn has blocked 1 punt this year.
It's amazing to me, though. The man whose teams block more punts than anybody is Bobby Bowden. I mean, he's always got somebody that somehow can get free.
He's got the speed.
Yep. All right. Moore gets it out of there after dropping it and gets a pretty good punt out of it. Trey Gaines trying to return it and can't do it. Just never could get enough help back there, and Carlos Robinson, number 25, grabbed him around the collar and brought him down.
Chris Moore made it exciting. He dropped that snap. And Chris Moore played in this game last year with a broken leg.
Yeah, he did. Ball is placed at the 33. Not bad field position with 4 minutes and 54 seconds to play. As Auburn comes out with Agee and Fullwood. Berger at quarterback. Gaines and Tillman wide. Fullback Agee. And Tommy hasn't found a whole lot of daylight in the middle of the Alabama defense today. Picks up about 3 there. 2nd down and 7 coming up. Make it 4 as they place the ball at the 37.
Auburn trails by 3, and the Tigers missed a 29-yard field goal earlier in the ball game.
This is Fullwood. And he may have lost some of his sharpness with that injury to his knee because he didn't seem to be able to plant that left leg that time and make the cut. And so Kirk Jarvis and Greg Gilbert just nailed him. And 4:05 to play in this football game. That comes after the ball game. It's 3rd and right at 5. Fullwood's going for it. And he may have it. He may very well have it at just beyond the 43. Jarvis on the tackle for Alabama.
Well, you're right, though. He's not running with the authority he had earlier. Watch this now. The play is set up nicely with the delay. Here comes Fullwood. He almost slowed down, but he got the first.
He felt the hit coming, I think, and wanted the leverage to get the yardage without taking all the pressure on that left leg. 1st down, nonetheless. Got it again. Dodges a man in the backfield. 2, actually 3. And finally steps out of bounds after picking up a couple of yards. There were 3 Alabama players that had a shot at him. And they didn't get him. Give him a yard. 2nd down and 9, and Tim Jesse comes in, replacing Fullwood. Give him a little breather.
Well, when Fullwood goes out, they like to pass 70% of the time. Fullwood had only 2 catches coming into this game.
Berger's pass is down the middle to the tight end, to midfield, and falls to the 49. And they'll need 3.5 yards for the 1st down. Three minutes to play in the game. That's Pat Sullivan, the Heisman Trophy winner, quarterback at Auburn, standing there signaling the plays in to Berger. Pat was in the insurance business for a long time and then came back as a quarterback coach this year. Now on 3rd down and 3.5, you've got Ware, Agee, and Jesse in the backfield, and this is Berger with a ball. And Berger is at the line of scrimmage, and that'll do it. And now Auburn's got to go on 4th down, I think, with 2.5 minutes to play. Timeout called by the Auburn Tigers. 2 minutes and 18 seconds to play in the game.
Madeline Kahn on Having It All.
What is this fascination we have with having it all? Haven't you ever wanted it all? Just a tiny bit. Michelob Light has it all. Superb taste in a less filling beer. But is having it all the answer? Is it really so wonderful to be wealthy, glamorous, and have an unbelievable singing voice? Yes!
Michelob Light, you can have it all.
All over the country, people are learning about the new Nissan 200SX. They're examining the many important design changes on the outside. But more, they're experiencing the one important change on the inside. The new fuel-injected overhead cam V6. It's America's new super coupe. And it's just waiting to change your attitude. The quality and power is 200SX. The name is Nissan.
It's a showdown out west. The BYU Cougars, with their explosive air attack, will try to ground their conference rivals, Air Force. Coverage begins with college football today, next Saturday.
That last snap by Auburn looked as if it had busted play on it to me.
It had to be. I don't know why they would go with Berger on the run. Berger has a -4-yard rushing average. On this 4th down, though, this is the game here. I'd go to the tight end again. Reeves, 6 catches, 38 yards.
3.5 yards they need, and Bullwood is not in there. And Alabama has called a timeout. So Bama has 1 left. Auburn has 2 left.
Is this Howard Johnson?
Yes, sir. There's been a lot of changes. You might say we're turning the place upside down.
You know, a lot is changing at Howard Johnson. New rooms, new furnishings, and new attention to service.
It's different. I like it.
1 second. I'm just straightening up.
No matter how you look at it,
This is Howard Johnson.
we're turning Howard Johnson upside down.
Great deal, but you know the manufacturer's warranty is just 90 days. May I suggest a dandy little service contract?
When you buy most TVs, you pay a lot extra for a service contract. But at Curtis Mathis Home Entertainment Centers, there's no additional charge for our exclusive 4-year warranty on parts and labor. You see, our terrific audio and video products aren't the only reasons it's worth coming to Curtis Mathis. Curtis Mathis, is it really worth it to go anywhere else?
We're still waiting for 4th down, 3.5 yards. Auburn's ball. Interesting that Berger had gone to the sideline with the tight end. Reeves. Good to the 40-yard line. Caught by old reliable Trey Gaines.
Perhaps the most consistent receiver there. He was looking first at the tight end, but the tight end was covered. He came down and hooked. So here comes Trey Gaines right behind the tight end. And what a catch he makes. Boy, he extended, caught it the only way he could, down on the ground and pulled it in. His 2nd catch of the game.
And Fullwood checks back in. 1st down, just short of the Alabama 40, and Fullwood with a hole on the right side. Pops it, keeps going, down to the 20. Oh, I tell you, if he's hurt, he's got more gizzard than any man I know, because he went slamming over that right side, and I thought he was going to go all the way.
You talk about explosion. This is it. Just bounces off people like a ping pong ball.
1st down. Ball at the 21, handed inside. And down to the 10-yard line goes Tommy Agee. Agee with his biggest run of the day. And it comes at a crucial time. And speaking of time, 1:28 to play in the game. 17-14 Alabama by 3. Gaines is out of the lineup now. And Vincent Harris comes in. Agee leaves. Jesse and Harris are the running backs. And this is Harris. And he'll have 2, maybe 3 yards. Maybe the 7th. pretty late getting him into the ball game. I don't see how you could know what the step count was.
Can't understand why they're taking so much time here. Down to 53 seconds. Waiting for a play.
Well, they look confused on the sidelines to me. Now here comes Fullwood. He's too late. He can't come in. Second down on the 8. They run a reverse. It's Laurier Tillman carrying the ball. Good cut. Touchdown, Auburn. Extra point kick is good. With 32 seconds to play. An 8-yard reverse with Laurier Tillman.
Auburn's going to steal one. Look at the confusion. Confusion on the sideline. They couldn't get a play in. Laurier Tillman now is saying timeout, timeout. They line up. They come with a reverse. He has tremendous acrobatic ability. Watch this. Gets a great kick out from Vixen Jones, 57 right there. He cuts inside. That was the cut that made it. And then dove for the end zone.
What if they had called the timeout? What if Brent Fullwood had come in?
To those people who haven't yet said bye-bye basics, hello, Nissan Sentra, who haven't experienced the longer, wider, roomier Sentra, who haven't known the superior fit and finish of Sentra. To those people who bought basic when they could have bought a new 1987 Sentra, Nissan would like to say, relax. We've got one waiting for you. The quality and value is Sentra. The name is Nissan.
Good grief! The world-famous MetLife representative didn't eat his dinner. He's been up all night reading. Unprecedented! Oh, I know. As a Met rep, Snoopy is boarding up for his advanced training course, so his customers get the most professional service. This calls for an oversized chocolate chip crisis cookie. Such dedication. Such commitment. Get Met. It pays.
Well, 21-17, Alabama with only one timeout remaining, 32 seconds to play in the ball game.
And if you're covering kicks, this guy can break your day. He averages 26 yards a return.
High hanger. They put it in the air and kick it right to Humphrey at the 6. And he comes back to the 31. And the clock shows 27 seconds. About 3 plays.
I can't believe they kicked it to him. Keep it on the ground. Squib it. Don't allow a return.
I would have tried to squib, I believe.
Boy, I tell you what. Auburn gets away with one here. Total confusion. Fullwood comes off. Fullwood goes off. Tillman tries to call timeout. Nobody sees him. They finally run the play, and he scores.
He's going to be a great player. Well along already on first down. Mike Shula back. Gets his pass off down the middle for Al Bell, and it is knocked away by Arthur Johnson. Second down and 10 and 22 seconds to play. 21-17, Auburn.
Shula's longest pass today is only 14 yards. You know they're going to go to Bell. He's their big play guy. He drives down and tries to come across the middle, but this is great coverage here. Look at this. Timed perfectly by Arthur Johnson, the strong safety.
Shula pumped it, now lets it go deep for Greg Richardson, and double coverage incomplete. And Greg argues a bit, but gets no call.
So did Bell. See, they're trying to argue their case now. They want the flag to fly. They want a pass interference. They know they're in a jam, tight fit situation. 13 seconds remain. A flag here would be the biggest break they could get. No, that's good coverage. Good coverage. Everybody's going for the ball. Chip Powell was going up for the interception.
Third and 10 and 13 seconds. I don't know that this would go down as much of an upset, though, because these two teams are pretty well matched coming in. Auburn 8-2 and Alabama 9-2. Shula running away from the pressure. Look out, he's over the line of scrimmage. You can't throw it. He goes out of bounds and stops the clock with 6 seconds to play in the game. And this will put LSU in the Sugar Bowl against Nebraska, which you will see here on ABC New Year's Day.
Talking to Van Tippen yesterday, I said, last year's 52-yard field goal looks like it'd be good for 70. He said, I don't know if I could have kicked it 70 yards. He says, but it would have been good from 60. Right now, they're on the 40. They only have 6 seconds left.
Ball is on the 40-yard line. 4th down and 1, Alabama, and 6 ticks on the clock.
At the University of Alabama, bringing out the star quality that's in everyone is our proudest tradition.
It's hard to keep your composure in a time like this when you're in the middle of the melee on the sidelines. But the defensive people were called to the sidelines by Pat Dye. The offensive people called to their sidelines by Ray Perkins. They have now made their decision on what they'll try to do on the last play of the game.
I'll tell you what they're going to do. It's too far for a field goal. Another pass, if it doesn't score, time will run out. So they're going to go for the home run ball, just throw it down deep, hope for the deflection. At least that's what I do.
I don't know what else you can do. Arthur Johnson is playing center field along with Carlo Cheatham, so there are two of them way back down on the 15-yard line. Mike Shula gets it away, and it's in the crowd, and it is batted down. And Auburn has won the ball game, beating Alabama 21-17. And the Tigers finished their season at 9-2. Alabama finishes their regular season at 9-3. Alabama having played last August in the Football Foundation Hall of Fame game up in Meadowlands. So the Tigers of Auburn win it 5-4. And I am sure that is getting quite a response in Baton Rouge. The most valuable players of the game, Brent Fullwood for Auburn, Bobby Humphrey for Alabama. Both running backs had a tremendous day. The respective universities received for their general scholarship fund $1,000 from Chevrolet. Tough football game, good football game. And your SEC standings reflected there.
That's what it's all about, though. Cornelius Bennett, Fullwood go up and embrace each other out of respect.
This ABC Sports Exclusive has been brought to you by Nissan, who invites you to test drive the new Go Anywhere Nissan Pathfinder at your Nissan dealer now. Michelob Light, who says you can have it all. And by Sony Video 8, the system of the future. Weigh the evidence at your nearest Sony dealer. Once again, your final score, Auburn 21 and Alabama 17. Stay tuned now for updated scores and highlights of today's football action on College Football Scoreboard with Jim Lampley. Travel arrangements made through, promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United flies more people to Hawaii than any other airline. Nobody knows Hawaii like United. We hope you enjoyed it today from Birmingham, this presentation of ABC Sports.